Wait, where are we going?
That's beautiful. Hello. Oh my goodness, how are you guys doing tonight?
Wait, I don't have anything going yet. Where are we going?
Yes, we're going.
We're going to our just chatting screens or whatever for tea time.
Yes, that's what we're
Where
doing
are we
right now.
going? We're going to Taco Bell. What do you want?
Oh hell no.
Alright, chat. Welcome to episode 3.
Beautiful.
I'm a little behind the curve, apparently,
It's okay.
according to everybody else.
It's okay. Hi everybody.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Hi, puppy. How are you?
Make sure V stream is started here. I forgot to hit that.
Hola, nerdy Cerno. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hope
Hi.
you're ready for some sussy stuff.
Ortiz and Jumu, welcome. Welcome. Oh man. So I finally have this really cool setup. I spent a lot of time working on it and it works. And you guys are on the screen now. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It actually looks like an actual sit-and setup. Oh goodness.
Mermaid, a water spirit, and a chibi octopus.
Yes.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Perfect.
It's absolutely beautiful.
We're gonna scoot Lumi over a little bit so she's not so off screen. Cause you move around a lot, by the way.
I'm sorry I moved. You
Oh.
know, you would think that you'd want movement with your model, but apparently not.
No, you can't
No,
move.
no, you want movement. It's just you have a lot of like left and right movement. So you'll go like halfway off the screen, and then you'll go halfway on the screen and cover up chat.
It reminds me of that,
You know
you remember that VTuber concert that people made fun of, and it was just like, the guy was moving back and forth? I'm just
Oh,
imagining,
yeah.
Lumi covering up the chat, just like, could you stop moving?
No, okay, if I was able to move myself on
Uh.
Mizu's screen, I would just purposely just move myself like, nope, here, nope, over here, nope, over here, nope.
Yeah, that's
Chat
funny.
says you look very head pat worthy, Oko.
Oh, I am? Thank you. Look who's streaming on Twitch. I have been streaming on Twitch. I stream as many places as I can. VTuber concert was bad? No. Listen, I saw it. Here's the thing. As a VTuber myself, unless you're willing to spend thousands of... Unless you're trying to be a Code Miku, which spent a lot of her own money, alright? You're not gonna get, like, Hololive levels of beauty. You're gonna get however much money they spent on it. And I think that guy did as well as he did. Alright?
Yeah,
Alright?
and it's like with one with Code Miko or whatever the fuck her name is. She developed a lot of her own software and shit too.
Yeah.
For her bullshit.
She's too smart
And
for me.
Also, and that concert wasn't bad. And also male VTuber models, for some reason, like every single one of them, even the high production ones, high budget, are very stiff.
Very.
Because, you know, males don't have a lot of assets to work with. Ain't that right, Mizu?
No, my feelings are hurt.
Oh my god.
Someone put on the balloon toggle so Mizu can feel better about himself.
I actually think the only reason my model has as much movement as it does is because I told them femboy and they just made me look mostly like a woman but flat.
I mean, hey, if you decide to commission Nico and you'll share a rigging mama with us, she will make you look great.
I want to one day, but Mizu very broke.
Go
We
pro,
need
make
streaming
money.
to make money.
We'll get you there.
I stream make money chat, we'll get a new Mizu. A much more sus Mizu, probably, honestly.
I mean, hey, Nico's, there's this one VTuber that the more bits or something viewers donated, the bigger her tits got.
Yeah, no, that was Alara, I'm pretty sure.
No,
Was it
wasn't
Alara?
Alara. No, it was someone else. Fucking.
Pretty sure Alara did something similar.
Maybe. Who knows?
I know
She
I
also,
have this.
she also had the blackface toggle.
Wait, what?
What? The
Do you not
blackface
remember that controversy?
No.
Oh, I
She
think
called
somebody mentioned that.
She called it the Dark Elf toggle, and she used
Oh,
like VTube Studios
no.
internal stuff to make her model like literally midnight black. like
Oh my goodness.
what you would consider an actual dark elf to be black.
Oh no.
But she got absolutely
Oh, no.
framed by people that were saying it was a blackface toggle.
No.
That sounds absolutely
Listen.
horrible. What the fuck?
Listen. Oh, hello there.
Hey,
There's
Sorry, I'm trying
Danny.
to fix my internet.
Here, we gotta get your thing a thing.
Here's the issue with that. I have only ever seen elves change from regular elf to a dark elf in one place, and that is in hentai. I don't think it happens anywhere else, and because of that, you probably should be careful about it. If not for the 50-hour work
mean-
week, I'd invest more into VTubing. Hey, I mean, like, for a lot of people, it should stay as a passion, and if you're not willing to put more into it, that's fine. That's fine. You get what you put into it, though.
She's staying a rabbit.
Let's see, wait, if MommaOcco and Lumi are mommy VTubers, then what does that make Mizu? Mizu's a femboy.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
Why is this a question?
That is the extent of it, I'm sure.
Poppy was talking about it, and then Danny is just Benui.
Yes, hi.
Here, I need to add the bunny. I would have
God,
added the bunny.
I
To my-
have like a little thing. I had it set up. I don't know why it didn't automatically register for you guys.
Oh no, I have to set yours up individually because if I just put on the group collab PNG thing, it'll have everybody's up.
Oh, good. My keyboard
okay.
stopped working.
Well, yeah, you gotta manually set it up yourself on Fugi Tech if you want other people to like show up. No,
Yeah.
All right,
There
there you
we
go.
go.
broken. You might have to just redo it once, like pop it in, pop it out.
I'm gonna add you to the bottom of the screen because it takes me about 20 minutes to put somebody in my 3D room. And I feel like that would delay the stream too much.
Nah, it's all good.
Okay, there you go. I got you situated on my side.
I don't care about that whole color toggle thing unless it's a blacked or bleached fetish BS. Then it's Nukas Now God severity cringe. No, I didn't really think she was super sus for it. I think she thought it was a good idea, but I also don't like her, so I found it very funny when people were asking to burn her at the stake.
Who, Alara?
Yeah.
What was wrong? What's wrong with her? I know nothing about her except for the fact that she's an elf VTuber.
So there was a Loli tuber called Irina that wanted to do a small tuber smash or pass stream, but she called it a kiss or miss stream. And Alara immediately comments under her post about it and says, Irina, I'm very disappointed in you. You know that this is based on smash or pass, which means you are sexualizing underage models.
Oh my
and
goodness.
you need to take this down immediately.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like she had this whole rant for it. Like she needs to remove this ASAP. She is sexualizing underage models. And it's like, she called it a kiss or miss stream. Like she's having fun.
What is up with
Jeez.
VTuber? Not just VTubers, because we're gonna. I wanna talk about voice actors as well. But what's up with a lot of people just trying to take these moralistic stances like this? It's like, bro, it's not gonna make you more money. It's going to alienate the people around you.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just gonna piss people off.
It was just like, why would you do this to her? Like, she was being nice and she was being friendly. She wasn't sexual. It wasn't even sexy lollies like people try and complain about. She was just trying to have a fun little stream, and you came in and you just had to ruin it for her.
Why am I a
Yeah.
PNG in Lumi's stream? Because I am a 3D model, and on 3D models are hard to do.
Soon Akko will be live 2D like us, and then we can have her in the funny room.
That's about 6 months or so.
But yeah, I think the people taking the moralistic stance are just trying to see as quote unquote superior to other people, so more people will come to their streams and all of that.
It
Leah,
just-
can you
it
link
pisses me
your
off.
PNG in the chat mail, and I can just manually put it in Fugi Tech?
Let me grab the Fumi thing.
Well, I could probably give you his individual link.
I mean, I had his individual link. It just gave me a rabbit, though.
By the way, chat, if I go quiet, it's because I have sushi. What did I buy? I bought sushi today.
Well, that's the website.
I bought a shaggy
I
roll.
need the picture.
Oh, I would have to recut it again.
Also, if
Wait,
you go to
hold
the
on. I think I got it. I think I got his PNG because his PNG is literally just this Benui.
I found the actual link.
Also,
Well, he said he
chat.
had something other than the bunny. I already have the bunny.
No, the
Chat.
Benui is his thing for right now
no.
until
that's-
until my gift for him comes in.
Oh no, then yeah, I have the bunny. I thought we had like an actual person.
No,
There we go. We can
I
stream
don't have
that.
like a full
Ah.
model or anything like that.
Hey Danny,
What's up?
Poppy said, not gonna lie, that Benui guy has an attractive voice.
God damn it! Hello.
And then Forgotten said, it's coins, my beloved.
Ah shit! Cool. Fucking hell.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone's coming after me now.
So chat,
And you were
while
having...
But thank you, Poppy.
while we are talking about drama, we are also going to be playing Sonic Frontiers. Let me know if the music is too loud, by the way, chat.
MommaOcco's gonna be playing Sonic Frontiers, because apparently they need two things to focus on.
If that one song that features Kellen Quinn comes on, you gotta bump the music all the way up because that's actually a really good
Oh
song.
my gosh.
What?
Undefeated, I think it's called.
Look, the
Oh.
only good Sonic song was the Sonic X theme song for the anime.
I
The
disagree.
American one.
Alright, I need to remember how to replay this
Perfect.
game.
Okay, anyways, chat, welcome to VTuber Tea Time, episode 3, with LuminousCove, MommaOcco, and our guest of the stream. Would you like to introduce yourself, guest Benoit?
Hello, everyone. People here can call me Danny, Mib, whatever. Lumi here always calls me Danny, so that's fine. You can call me Danny, you can call me Mib. I'm usually just like a commentator on Lumi's channel whenever she's playing Liza P or other games in the future. I'm usually playing COD with her and all of that stuff, and we plan to play more games in the future. So hi everyone. I'm not a streamer or anything, but I'm trying to get my foot in the door. I stream on Twitch every so often. I'm currently doing Gears of War, so if you guys want to check that out, I'm sure you guys can find the link somewhere in the future.
Awesome.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you're pretty
Well, there
cool.
you go, chat.
You're pretty cool, bunny. Was that a heart? Oh my gosh, it's a cupcake. Sorry, I promise I will not distract you guys with Sonic stuff. I promise.
Alright, so, I guess,
I'm
do
currently
we
not
want to
sure.
get into it?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
get into
let's
it.
get into it.
Okay, here, I'm gonna swap to my full screen. It's got my little thingy on the side, so you guys can see what's going on.
Awesome. We'll bring this up here.
So, yeah, they should be able to see it as well, because I figured you said you're gonna stream it on your stream as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
have
already
your
got it
screen
up.
up here. It is on the screen, so
Yeah, so what,
are we gonna talk
Oh, yeah,
about the
you
strikes
see it?
first? Yes, I can see it right
Yeah,
now.
I can see it.
no, I meant Danny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm not
Yeah.
currently using my Xbox right now. I'm doing this all on my phone.
Forgotten,
So we
thank you for
figured
the
we
follow.
would give you guys the lowdown on the Screen Actors Guild strike, because some of you probably haven't heard about it, or maybe you have, but they've been striking movies, asking for like better pay and more residuals and stuff like that, which isn't necessarily interesting to us. What is though is they want to approve a strike against video games, and in doing that, they want all streamers to back their strike by refusing to play any games from companies they are striking against. Which would include basically every major game company.
Most of
Yeah.
them. There's a lot that it. You know what's funny is the ones that it doesn't include are ones that I personally don't like. Now, some people may like these ones. It includes ones like EA, I think 2K. You know, just ones that
Activision.
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 It includes a lot of
It
games that
also
I personally don't
includes
care
Insomniac.
for.
Yeah.
But it includes some that a lot of other people do care for. But it's just funny that the ones that are in this are like some of the ones that have, I want to say, like some of the worst practices when it comes to games and stuff. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, one of the big things people are kind of making fun of is like, okay, so you want to strike them for supposedly not giving you enough pay and residuals, but you don't really care about the fact that all the programmers are constantly going through crunch and just getting laid off at random intervals. Really?
Like,
Yeah.
not only that, but they're also forgetting that if they want to strike against these companies, it's not only going to affect the company itself. It's going to affect all of the actual game devs themselves who work as hard as they do to put out these products.
Yeah. And I think the one thing a lot of people were saying was just, you're really not going to get most streamers on board with this.
No.
Most people just aren't going to like, oh, I need to go look at the chart to see if I'm allowed to play this game for stream.
Most of them don't care.
Especially people that are, because I know not us, we kind of play just about anything, but there are streamers that literally play 1 or 2 games. And I know some of them would be affected by this, and they would just not stream like what their community watches them for. And they're not gonna do this.
No, 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 no.
No, not at all.
Not.
I think I saw.
Especially when. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure somebody mentioned that Destiny was involved in it. I was like, I'm gonna play Destiny.
Yes.
I'm gonna play Destiny. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like,
the whole thing's a fucking mess because it's like, okay, I'm somebody who personally doesn't like unions. I've never been in a union. The place that I live, there, as far as I'm aware, don't know how the laws in the state is, but you can't have a union in this state. It's an at-will state. So you can get fired for smelling bad 1 too many days at work.
actually,
But like,
To be fair, you probably should be taking a shower.
I will say that California is also an at-will state, and they do have unions. Although those unions were more, I want to say they were more ones that were all across the states, but
yeah.
I just know that California has unions in it as well.
Yeah, you
It's just
can form a union. It's just it's much more difficult in an at-will state.
Yes.
I don't like, hey, you gotta pay me to maybe protect you. Maybe. If we like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Because, flippin'. I can't give numbers because I've never been in a union before. My boyfriend has, and it's expensive. It's stupidly expensive to stay backed by a union and then be forced to, hey, if we decide to strike this, you have to. Otherwise, you can't do this or fucking whatever.
So I was in a union. I can tell my story if you guys want, because I'm very passionately against a lot of unions. Some people may have good unions. I am passionately against almost every single union that I have ever seen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Union story.
So I used to be armed security. I was armed security for about a year. I was unarmed for about 2 years. So in total, it's like about 3 years in security. And I worked for a major company in transportation, and our job was required union. So you could not do this job without the union. And it was kind of painful, because not only did you have to pay 2 hours of your paycheck every single month, and you had you couldn't opt out of this, because again, it was required. But the people that worked for the union did not care about us. We had the union rep legitimately say multiple times, "I don't care about you guys. I'm just here to take your money. I'm just here to make sure that I get paid. I don't care about you. I will not defend you if you get in trouble."
Oh, what the fuck?
And
That's kind of fucked.
there were multiple times where we're just like, we want to replace the union because the union sucks, but nobody really cared to. And like, I remember one of the things that like really pissed me off is being a security sucks, because you don't get paid enough and people don't respect you. But we were trying to fight for higher wages, because we had stayed at $15 an hour for many years, and this is California, so being armed in California, $15 an hour is not a lot of money. We eventually had the regional manager for the company we worked for come to us and say, "Hey, your union is not fighting to give you guys higher wages. We're gonna go past them and give you those higher wages ourselves." So our union actively fought against us getting higher wages, and instead the regional manager, the guy that's quote unquote supposed to be against the union, supposed to be us, he came out and said, "Yeah, we're just gonna give you higher wages because these guys really don't give a shit." I was like, what? So I do not like unions. All I have seen is that they harm the people that they're supposed to represent. And I do think that the unions probably do serve some sort of purpose. That purpose is gone now because most people can get by without them. And if there's enough jobs in the economy where if you have a sucky boss or you need to change jobs, it's a lot easier. But unions just screw you out of so much. And so I remember telling people once, it's like, I don't like unions, and people got so mad at me. It's just like, oh my gosh, unions fight for people. It's like, no, they don't. They don't fight for people. They fight for themselves. They engross their own pockets and leave you out to dry. They don't care about you.
See, I've always just, people have got mad at me, but I would describe unions to people as like homeowners associations.
I hate those
Every
too.
once in a while, you get a good HOA that like it gives you guys a pool, and they really do just make sure that everybody's keeping their yard trimmed, you know, like under 3 foot of grass. But most of the HOAs you get are people that are like throwing fines on your door every day because your car was the wrong color. And that's basically unions. Yeah, you might get a union that actually helps negotiate for better pay or maybe makes your workplace a little safer. 9 times out of 10, you got a union that forces everybody to strike because the vending machine won't take pennies.
And Tony from my chat brings up a good point. He said they pull the ladder up from behind once they form. And yeah, it's like they will pitch some good things if, you know, you're trying to form a union at your place of work, but once it's solidified, once they have like the specific people they want in charge, going back to the whole HOA thing, it's like a whole money laundering scheme.
Oh yeah, again.
More or less.
Well, I think what he's referring to is this is actually a really popular thing for people who refer to unions as like mobsters or the mob, is that in some states, unions can basically, in some states you have to be a part of a union to work in certain professions. You don't have a choice. And in those states, the unions can dictate what a business has to provide to you in order to stay running as a business. And they will intentionally make these requirements just high enough that new people can't start jobs in that business. So you'll have union owners that own the factories and then set requirements for the factories just high enough that a new person can't make a new factory to challenge them.
Jeez.
And they will literally, what your chatter says, they're pulling the ladder up behind them. They've reached the top. Now nobody else is allowed to start a business in their field.
Yeah, it's...
And because unions are required, if you work in certain fields, those jobs literally can't be made.
It sucks.
I hate unions.
And again, they're basically impossible to replace because again, my job, they were basically like, your job is union contracted. You cannot get rid of your union unless you replace it with another one. And it's just like, there is no other union to replace what we do. Like,
it's one of those things where they force you, and it's like, why do I have to be forced into this?
like I at one point wanted to become a union rep because I was like, hey, listen, if people aren't going to change here, I'm going to be the change. And the guy was literally like, nope, nobody's going to change. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, and you guys are going to suffer with me. And it's just like, it's
That's
just
a very shitty mindset to
no,
have.
it is.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I left that job, because they were just like, I don't know, again, they screwed it, like, and again, some people may say 2 hours out of your work week, man, that sounds like a lot. It kind of feels like a lot when you live in California and you make $15 an hour.
Yeah.
That's a whole $30 a week, right?
No, a month.
Oh, a month.
Yeah, it's $30 a month. But again, I would feel more okay with it if the guy actively fought for us. And the entire time I worked there, I only knew one woman that actually got this guy to get off of his ass and do his job. And that's because, like, I don't know why, but, like, she was able to actually get him to stand up and actually go fight for her. But apparently wasn't good enough, because she told me that she didn't like his job. It just, like, these unions most of the time don't care about people, and they oftentimes screw over the people they're trying to help. It's just really sad.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate about it.
No, you're good. So back to, I guess, like the Screen Actors Guild thing. because people were sharing this around, which like you can probably see on chat, it's 310 reposts and 530 likes. But you could see they turned off the replies pretty quickly.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Yes, they did.
The actual image they have is, what does this SAG voice actor strike mean for me as a streamer? It is likely, but not 100%, that we will be asked to not stream struck games and given a list if they decide to go forward with it. Follow the Screen Actors Guild official channels and wait for their instructions. If I want to play a game on my own time, unless the union specifically calls for a boycott, game away, boycotting without express union without asking us to hurts their bargaining power. But what happens if I decide I want to stream one anyways? You will be barred from ever joining any branch of the Screen Actors Guild. But what if I'm not in a country that the Screen Actors Guild operates in, so I'm going to stream a struck game anyways? This will be a serious black mark against you if you ever end up needing to join a union in your own country.
Fucking quote. I'm gonna pull out a specific quote here. You will be barred from ever joining a branch of SAG-AFTRA. What the fuck? If you're just a streamer, right? Why the fuck would you be doing that in the first place?
Yeah, so what's interesting and why they have replies turned off is they realized pretty quickly that this is very divisive and this is clearly very threatening.
It is.
So like, this was the first time I had actually seen it, was this other VTuber tweeting about it. And he even tweets an official statement that was given to a news organization by the Screen Actors Guild. And you can probably see that I'm showing you a picture. I'm not showing you a tweet. Because he immediately deleted this tweet and made another tweet that says, "My tweet about the potential strike was deleted. Thank you everyone that corrected the misinformation and fostered support for it regardless." So this is something that a lot of people have been saying now, is that the actual information the Screen Actors Guild has given out is false. Because they realized it's very divisive and it's very threatening, and that people aren't taking it kindly. So now, I've seen it multiple times today, people claiming that what we've all seen the Screen Actors Guild say is actually false, and we just don't understand what they really want.
Such is the way with some of this stuff.
It's
they
like
don't
right
actually
now.
believe- Go ahead.
It's like right now, does the Screen Actors Guild even know what they want at this point? Because like, going back to the writer's strike and all that, when like I was kind of keeping an ear on things, but also not caring because they make more money than I do. But when they offered like their quote unquote first final offer, they laid out, like, they gave everything that the Screen Actors Guild wanted, but the only thing they didn't include in there was like something with the writers room, like the writers whatever wants more writers in the writers room. Why do you want more writers in the writers room when your shows already fucking suck with like 24 people in that room?
They want to guarantee a certain, because it's a definite like buddy system with, hey, get me in there so I can make money as well. Like, and I'm gonna come out here and say some of the things that they ask for are reasonable. Like the AI stuff, yeah, I can kind of understand that being a bad topic that you don't want to have to deal with. I get that. But
yeah,
like,
I get that one too.
asking there to be a minimum on the amount of people that you want in the that's just like, not only is that going to lead to less shows happening, that is going to lead to worse shows again overall. I mean, like, look at the state of Hollywood right now. Is it very favorable? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And so by saying, and I don't think they got this, I think they had a minimum of like, I think in the final thing I heard that their minimum is 3 writers depending on how many episodes of the show. But but like, I I don't see what they're trying to get here, because all it looks like is, hey buddy, can you get this for me? Yeah, I'll get this for you. And then all it's gonna end up is Hollywood saying, yeah, we don't have enough money to pay for you guys, we're just not gonna make this.
Well, see, that's kind of why I think it's funny that they include the AI thing, because I understand why they wouldn't want AI, but when you put in all these demands, and then at the very end of it say, by the way, you can't replace us with machines, I know for a fact there's some businesses who probably hadn't even thought of that, who are like, wait, we can replace them with machines?
Yeah.
That was an option? And now I know for a fact, as soon as the Writers Guild strike, there are actual businesses that had not been working on AI anything immediately put up job listing positions for AI workers.
Yeah.
That could use the programs and stuff. So you have actively hurt yourself by trying to make that a topic of discussion, because now every single one of them says, wow, this is an option. We can do this.
Yeah.
We can just replace these people.
Yeah, I want
I have
to...
a pretty decent example for that. So the opening credit scenes for the new Marvel show Secret Invasion, all of the art for that is AI.
Yep.
Yeah, really quickly for the people in my chat, we're talking about the screenwriter strike. A lot of people not only didn't know or cared about this, which is fair, because a lot of people don't care about this, because the people that are striking are the people that make more money in weeks and months than you do in a year. All right, that's the thing that's important to point out. The people that were striking made more money in Hollywood than you make in your entire life, and will make in your entire life. But they were complaining that they weren't making enough money. And again, the AI stuff, I get that. That's something to strike over. But at the same time, you've shot yourself in the foot. And like Lane is pointing out in my chat, a lot of writers are not going to get work after this. A lot of them are going to be like, wait a moment, why am I not getting work? Because of what you struck over. You probably would have had work if you didn't strike over this. And in the end, it looks like a temporary solution that's just going to lead to people complaining in the future.
Yeah, like, did you see how many shows got canceled during the strike too?
Yeah, and how many are were reintroduced?
Yeah, and also like this is going to make streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, and major studios now be extra picky on what the fuck they're gonna decide to greenlight.
I mean,
I'd also, this is probably the most interesting fact I really haven't heard anybody bring up, but I feel like a lot of these studios are going to say, well, the pushback we'll get from using AI is going to be either the same or lesser than the pushback we get from hiring you and the stupid stuff you say on social media while you're representing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people go on like Twitter, they go on Facebook, and they say completely off the wall, out of pocket crap. And then that comes back and it blows back on the show, and they're like, can you please just like shut up and let us just have our show?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
looking
thing.
at Snow White.
Yeah.
Like, people don't care. And again, people are probably going to get upset with me saying this. People don't care about your issues in Hollywood because they have more important things to worry about. People don't care about the politics that come through it, or all of the social. People don't care. All right, you've got people like, I am the average Joe. I am the average person, so I feel like I'm a good. I mean, we're all pretty average. We are pretty the average person, so we're all pretty good bar of this when we're saying we don't care. We don't have enough time to watch your show anyway. All we want to do is sit and enjoy what we enjoy. And if you make it not enjoyable, we're not going to watch it, and we're not going to care about you when you say, oh, but can't you think of us? No, I won't think about you. You're not worth thinking about. How about you come live with me and do my blue-collar job for a couple of weeks, and then you can complain.
Also, yes, Marshall in chat, they walked it back, and I did want to throw this to you guys. I don't want to talk about this because I hate getting into politics anything. The only reason I even really want to talk about this is because they're trying to make it a streamer issue. The second part of his tweet was that the whole Screen Actors Guild thing was picked up by alt-right influencers to try and make the Screen Actors Guild look bad.
Dude, I haven't seen a single alt-right influencer actually talk about this because they don't care.
No.
I have seen people, like, just because this is such a dividing issue, like, for people across all political standings. It's like, I see people on the super far left saying this is fucking stupid. I see people in the center and libertarians saying this is fucking stupid, and I see people on the right saying this is fucking stupid. Everyone can collectively agree from every side of the political spectrum that disagree with this say that this is fucking stupid.
Just like the first comment, so who among the hundreds that commented and quote retweeted do you label as alt-right?
Yeah. And
I think he forgets he's in the VTuber community, so
Yeah.
tons of VTubers replied to him. So he needs to he just called a ton of them alt-right, and you need to lay out who specifically it was.
The best way to decipher this is anyone who doesn't agree with them is automatically alt-right.
well, we're alt right now.
I guess so.
God damn.
Even though I
Somebody
hate
in chat
politics.
mentioned this, and I think this is actually accurate. That we're coming up on an election season. Anybody that's legitimately like brain rotted by politics is almost exclusively focusing on election time.
Yeah,
Because that's how they're that's what they care most about.
Yeah, the campaign, the fucking like campaign bullshit and the interviews and shit are going on right now. I think they're heading to South Carolina next. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, everyone who cares about politics and elections are watching Fox News or whatever else for those. And Sir Shabby in my chat said, these companies are realizing how much money they'll lose from hiring the wrong people, and these writers are better off going freelance on their own projects.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's the goal, though, right? So if you look at somebody posted the chart one day, and the chart was supposed to show like nepotism in Cartoon Network, but it actually showed how a lot of people who would work on certain cartoons would go on to try and create their own. And I feel like that was always the goal for like a lot of people, right? No matter what field you were in, was to eventually branch out and create your own work that you could call your baby. But a lot of the writers in this have no aspirations to ever do any of that. They literally treat it like a regular 9-to-5 job. I just want to write for whatever random show gets laid in front of me for the rest of my life.
And that
Which is weird in a creative field, right?
yeah, this is supposed to be.
Sugar, fucking not a screenwriter, but like a script writer for something, and then she made fucking Steven Universe.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
basically, every major cartoon on Cartoon Network all branches out of Flapjack. No joke. Every major cartoon on Cartoon Network has some relation to having somebody that originally worked on Flapjack.
I loved Flapjack as a kid.
What's even better is the guy that worked on Flapjack lives in the woods now, and he's like some mountain man that just lives in a shack in the woods.
I mean, I would after being out in this. Oh, that's funny.
How good of a show Flapjack was, it is so surprising that a lot of the cartoons that the writers and animators from that show went on to make are kind of fucking bad. It's kind of funny how that happened.
I mean, you can tell with like how Flapjack is stylized and how the animation flows. A lot of those animators went on to work on fucking Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like that everybody worked on Flapjack. It's Flapjack actually basically created both Adventure Time and Gravity Falls. And everybody from Adventure Time and Gravity Falls basically branched out into like Steven Universe and OKKO and all those other cartoons. But all of it stemmed from two people that branched out of Flapjack.
Alright, Sir Shabby said the creator of SpongeBob worked on Rocko's Modern Life, and the creator of King of the Hill worked on Beavis and Butthead before King of the Hill. So yeah, everyone started as a small part of something else, and if they have the aspirations to make something their own, then they go out and do it.
Yeah. And it's one of my commenters says that the lead writer for the Star Wars show The Acolyte, she says Star Wars is done with males and the future is female, and immediately everybody was not. Yeah, it's just like these kinds of people don't care about you. They just want to make their money, and they want to do their own little fanfic, and like
they don't want to make anything new.
No, they want to make anything new. They want to reuse your what you like and what you love, and they just want to make it. They want to make their money, and they'll be as lazy and virtue signaling is because that's at the end of the day, in their head, being a big virtue signaler equals money. And I don't know who the hell told them that, because guess what? It's not making y'all a lot of money. All it's doing is alienating people.
I want to walk that back for a second. Quote, who told you guys virtue signaling equals money? Well, to be honest, pretty much the whole fucking world did in 2017.
I mean...
Well, it technically still does because of the ESG.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Could be a whole stream in itself one day.
Maybe.
I don't think a lot of people know. I think more people these days know what the ESG is because a lot of people are becoming more conscious of that because it shows up a lot. Like Capcom recently signed on with ESG.
Yeah.
You know what? We can plan an ESG stream in the future. But
ESG is dead dying too. Yeah, they are.
Let's talk about how we don't want to fucking listen to a union that doesn't protect us worth shit, but they expect us to fucking do shit for them.
It's very confusing. Like, I will just say this right now. I don't care what you telling me to strike. When you actually give rights to me as a streamer, like if you can guarantee I can 10x my viewership by supporting you, I'll think about it. Like, if you can give me direct benefits that will make it worthwhile, I'll think about it. But until then, I have no plans to join your voice. And I said this earlier. I have no respect for... I'm just going to say this. I don't care who hears it. I have no respect for American voice actors right now, all right? The American voice actors, which are supposedly the people that are going to be a part of this, I have no respect for you anymore, all right? I stopped having respect for you when you not only did you went after people that didn't align with your beliefs or what you liked, but started virtue signaling and expecting everybody to follow it, all right? So I don't care about you, because guess what? You don't care about me. It's mutual distrust and hatred. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Yeah. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. And because of that, I'm not going to follow your stupid fucking protests, all right? Come back when you actually can relate to me as a consumer, because right now, you don't.
Yeah, it's like the only American voice actor that I really support is Vic Mignogna.
Same.
And also, like, I don't even think he's part of the Voice Actors Guild anymore after the bullshit he was put through.
No, I think he's...
I'm actually not sure how many of, like...
Sure.
Well, I'm not sure how much any of the anime voice actors are a part of it.
I think it's become mandatory for them to join it because that's what was going on with, what was it, Funimation before they were acquired by Crunchyroll.
Who is that VA that tried to blacklist that indie animator for using an AI voice for a non-profit student film? That was the new voice of Daphne.
Yeah.
From Scooby-Doo. What's funny is she thought it was her voice, so she said that he wasn't allowed to use it. Turns out, no, it was the voice of the original Daphne, who is dead now. So, like, there's an argument about using AI to, like, bring back the dead. But as much as people thought it was kind of, like, out of pocket for them to, like, revive Carrie Fisher with AI and crap for the Star Wars movies, and for them to do it with Stan Lee a couple times, people just kind of mentioned it as a footnote. Now people are pretending like they've always had a hardline stance against it.
And they don't.
No, when it was Marvel and it was Star Wars, you were like tacitly okay with it.
Well,
yeah.
There's also the caveat that most of that stuff was recorded before their passing.
Oh, the Stan Lee ones weren't. None of the Stan Lee ones have been.
Do you not remember the fucking hologram concert of fucking Tupac and shit?
And Michael Jackson.
And Michael
Jackson.
God. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
People were fine with it for like the longest time, and now that like indie people can do it, they're like, wait, they didn't consent to that. It's like, well, they technically didn't consent to it with all the other times either, because they were dead.
And also didn't that fucking Daphne voice actress also commission like $550 for a piece of art that was all AI?
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't know it. She didn't know it, but it was funny.
I found the account she bought it from. She's an
idiot. She is.
100%.
She is. Like, woman, what are you doing? Why are you not making checks on this?
Yeah.
Like, there is so many reasons to see that is AI. You are just stupid.
She just steals art.
Yeah.
this came up in between the her buying AI and the her trying to cancel him. Was they found out that she just steals people's art from Pinterest and she uses it as covers for her crappy music albums.
Oh, wonderful.
That's funny.
Love to hear that.
I
Like, she straight up just steals people's art, uses them as music albums, and nobody noticed.
I need to know why people put these, like, okay, this is going to be a very harsh thing to say, but most of these people are scumbags. I'm sorry. A lot of these people here would sell you up the river. They do not care about you. Why are you looking at them as the moral arbiters of... I need to know, why are people looking at these people as the moral arbiters of truth when they do not care?
It's because as a like society, I'm speaking specifically for the USA right now.
Right.
As a society, we've built up celebrities to be these monuments of like fucking how to be a full American, right? We built them up to be this fucking monument of what we should be. When in reality, they don't give a single fuck about anyone below the middle class line at all.
No.
They don't care about the middle class either.
Yeah. They don't care about anyone that doesn't make as much money as them. They only care about filling their pockets and keeping themselves rich. For example, when the sickness got real big, they decided that it was a good idea to make a sing-along music video instead of donating to people who needed it, right?
That was so bad.
They asked for the country to donate their money instead of doing it themselves.
I mean, they're doing the exact same thing right now with Maui. Fucking Oprah and The Rock. Hey, so you can donate your money that you're not making right now.
Yeah,
And the money wasn't even going to the people of Maui. It was going to fucking their not charity, but fucking not quote unquote non-profit bullshit, where the fucking president was making $400 and something thousand a year. Everyone working there was making over $100,000 a year, and it's like, dude.
It's like, are you really gonna be this smack down about it? All right, you realize none of these people are good people, and I think it's unfortunately just like a consequence of a lot of times humanity likes to look at people that are big and they're like, we want somebody to lead us, we want somebody to control us. The celebrities are the new kings and queens of our generation, and I think we need to stop that. Like, yeah, it's cool to admire people, but we as like, you know, I'm just talking as a minor celebrity, you should not hold me as like the moral arbiter of everything. You should not hold me as the righteous person in the world. Because guess what? I am not a perfect person, and neither is any of these Hollywood actors. And anybody who comes out and says you should follow me because I am the best one in the world, no, you're a fucking scumbag, and I hate you.
That's a niche internet micro celebrity. Please don't look up to me. I am just as dumb and stupid as you are.
Exactly.
This is like a random celebrity fact, but y'all know who Matthew McConaughey is, right?
I know the name, yeah.
So, little known fact, Matthew McConaughey lives in an Airstream, which is admittedly like an expensive camper van. He doesn't own a home. He literally only lives in the Airstream. He doesn't buy a ton of stuff. He lives in his little weird camper van thing, and then every once in a while he like splurges on vacations and stuff. But other than that, it's all he does.
You know what? That's very in character for Matthew McConaughey. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I remember watching a video on it one day, and like people were trying to look up his properties, and it's like he literally doesn't own a. They found like he owned one property, and it was a space at a campsite, and he owned like this little space where he could park his Airstream.
That's funny.
He doesn't even have it hooked up to a car. It's just the camper van sitting there.
What a dude.
Okay, you know what? Matthew McConaughey is now up there with Keanu Reeves with my favorite celebrities.
Loli, Poppy asked, so what you talking about every smart mermaid and smart octopus and average brain fish? What?
Average brain
That broke my brain.
fish.
Average.
Oh, do we
I have
do we wanna
9
move on
average
to
brains.
To our favorite reporter.
Oh yeah, let's move on to our favorite
Yeah, we
news channel.
can step away about saying how much we dislike famous people, but yeah, Let's do that.
We can make a stream on that later.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna stop talking about how much we dislike celebrities, and we're gonna start talking about how much we dislike niche internet celebrities.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to be the subject of this next one. I'm calling it.
Eh,
Jokes aside.
So, for those of you who don't know, FalseEyed put out a new video the other day regarding a VTuber group or company called Takiyaki, and their firing of one of their talents called Lola, who was originally an indie talent called Yufa Baby. And he basically goes through like this entire essay of everything awful the company has done. What he discloses a couple times throughout it, but doesn't like really lay out, was he has no evidence of any of this. Lola sent him the document. The person who got fired sent him the script to read that was just in full support of her and blaming the company for everything. And he literally does just read the whole thing and takes it word for word and doesn't question a single aspect of it. Like, at all.
Man.
Which, one of the things he said, that I guess we'll cover this first, because it just kind of shows like where Lola was when reading this and how little investigation he actually did, was she claims the company gave her a Frankenstein Vroid model with assets stolen off the Vroid store. As it turns out, all three artists immediately spoke up about this and commented with evidence that no, it was not a Frankenstein Vroid. They had literally made it from scratch and collaborated together. And his other claim was that Takiyaki did not pay their artists. All these artists said that they were compensated quite like handsomely for the work they did. So he didn't even check with any of the artists that were credited with the model to see if they actually worked on it. Or I guess he didn't even know that artists were credited on it. He just kind of took for granted that it was a Vroid Frankenstein made by some intern. Which I only have a picture of this because he's deleted the tweet for some reason. He has not taken it back. This artist, I will clarify, has not actually taken this tweet back. In fact, he's kind of doubled down on it later, but for some reason he deleted this. I think maybe FalseEyed was like getting to him, or some of FalseEyed's fans were. And then Takiyaki, who actually owns Lola's page, wrote a little essay to FalseEyed, basically saying everything Lola said was a lie.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
They also disclosed that her payment was quite, she was paid quite handsomely. The big complaint that Takiyaki mentions was under the how her artist and team were treated. So Lola told FalseEyed that she did all of her work herself. She was a one-woman machine. She wrote all her own music, did all her own streams, edited all her own videos. According to Takiyaki, and especially on the VR chat model, which they actually credit all three artists, that was not true. In fact, Yufa had one on-site editor working with her at all times, and 3 off-site editors working on independent content for her. They made her thumbnails, they made her videos, they did all the tagging, everything for her. She was pampered, according to them.
So my takeaway from everything that you've said so far is that this person basically was, or either left or let go from this company, right? And they decided they wanted to smear them for no reason. And then the company or the people behind it themselves are like, yeah, none of this is fucking true. This person is lying. Here's what actually happened. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Yes.
Yes.
And according to FalseEyed, who, by the way, made a follow-up video where he reads this post replying to him and just says it's all a lie, claims that Lola cannot give him evidence of anything she said because she's under NDA. Which I don't know if you guys in chat know this, but NDA means non-disclosure agreement, and disclosure means talking about it. It doesn't just mean showing the documents. So she's already broken it, if it's true. There's no way that an NDA would say you specifically can't show receipts, and would only say, and like wouldn't include you can't talk about it. That's not how NDAs work.
Man, I wish I could have. I wish I was pampered like this as a VTuber.
I know,
God.
right?
Uh,
That would have been nice.
I like all the specific numbers they give too. Like under money, Lola alone spent $17,000 on her corporate credit card.
Oh my god.
This was on top of her 6-figure salary and a 50% cut of the Lola channel revenue.
Excuse
and
me.
she took multiple weeks of paid vacation.
What did she leave the channel for? I would like that much money.
From what
I
I
don't even
understand, she
think
did not
Hollow-
leave. She
I don't
was
even
fired.
think HoloLive gets that much. The HoloLive talents get that much money. Holy crap! Well, maybe they do.
They get- Oh man.
They get a certain amount. Holy cow.
Takoyaki, are you looking for talent?
Maybe you know what? Let's have Pako become their manager, and then let's all become talent. That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah, and at the end of the money section, they mention that FalseEyed claims Lola did not sign the NDA, and they said actually she did sign an NDA. She then asked us for $30K anyways to not talk to FalseEyed, which we declined.
What
So
the
according to
fuck?
them, she tried to blackmail them. Which some of this
Bad
stuff,
idea.
like, I wish they would give evidence too. However, I do know most corporations will just not.
No, it's a lot better to save face.
Yeah, it's generally not good to like just dump receipts as a corporation, because it also tells people like what your back room looks like, and a lot of corporate doesn't want to do that. But according to Lola, she would have this stuff, and she would be able to prove the corporate wrong.
I mean, she's already broken NDA. She should have come out with this and talk about it.
Yeah, she quit. She wasn't fired. She just quit.
Why did she quit? That's a lot of money.
Takoyaki, do you want to hit Juniper up?
Oh, so here's the thing. To Lola's fans, the Weewoes, you meant the world to us. We're sorry things turned out this way. Something that came up in the FalseEyed video was that the company had done this really cool thing where if you like paid money for like a super chat type thing, you would show up as a physical avatar in her stream called a Weewo, which were these cute little like shy guy looking things. According to Lola herself, she hated the Weewos. She hated that her chat could interact with her in that way. And she said, it's like saying I'm too boring and that chat needs like some special way to interact with me. And like on the one hand, I can partially agree that like there is some level of corporate meddling where you feel like they're saying you're not good enough. On the other hand, they were just trying to give your chat an interesting way to interact with you.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That is so fucking cool, though. I would love to, like, you know, instead of having a little weird shy guy dudes, I would love to have, like, a little sea bunnies just pop up, and then I could just pick them up and go, you're mine now.
Exactly.
Yeah, like saying that about how your chat can interact with you is so disrespectful to your community, right? Because
Yeah.
when you're saying that, you're essentially saying that you guys are not good enough to be able to interact with me, and that is so disrespectful. Like, imagine, for example, Lumi, right? If she told her community that they were not allowed to have anything special because she doesn't see them as equal to her because she is the streamer and they are just chat, right? Or if Akko did that about her chat, or if you did that for your chat, Kizu, it's so disrespectful that it would, in my opinion, if I was in a community and the streamer did that, I would not want to be a part of that community.
Yeah.
No.
And it's weird too, because I saw like what the Weewos were, and I was like, this is something, if I had money, I would pay for somebody to make this for me. Because this would just be a fun thing for my chat to do, and I could have like these little cute randomly generated models for my chatters that I could interact with. Like, it's something I feel like most VTubers would pay to have done, and she's, in her own words, she speaks about it as if it's the most nasty, spiteful thing the company's done to her, and it's just bizarre to me that she sees it that way.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure.
There's even like, there's videos of her kicking the Weewos around because she hates them so much on stream. And it's like, this is so weird. Like, she comes off to me as such a spiteful person.
Yeah, like, if you were to do something like that, at least make it a fun thing, right? So, for example, you send a super chat to get your Weibo, right? You do another super chat, and you can do something like, hey, if you send another super chat, I'll play ping pong with your Weibo for fun.
Oh, I would love to do that, dude. Like,
Your Weibo's the ball, though.
if
exactly.
if I had like a million or bajillion dollars, the amount of stuff I would do. 3D cooking streams every single week.
Oh, hell
right.
yeah.
All right, you know how awesome that would be. I just
It'd be
want
very cool.
$100,000. Just give me like $100,000. I will do so much cool stuff with it.
Anyone want to make an investment of $1 million, please?
Exactly.
Didn't get a small loan of $1 million.
I need some venture capital. All right. So we can defeat the aliens. We just need to upgrade our spaceship so we can defeat the aliens. All right. All right. I just need a small cat. I need a cash infusion of $1 million so that I can defeat the aliens. All right.
Man.
Airdrop of $1 million into Akko's fish tank.
There we go.
Or Tayaki, you can just recruit us, and you can spend all that money on us.
Hell, you could just give me an untaxed $20. I'll be happy.
Yeah. Like,
I'm taxed $20 and we're good.
it's one of those things though, like seeing it, it's like, this is such a weird situation, and even if I didn't have the company statement, I would find some of the stuff that Lola said just sus. It just doesn't line up. It's like, why don't you have evidence of any of this?
Yeah.
And False did this thing, chat, where he just, when he's talking about someone, he just swaps back and forth from a picture of their Twitter profile. And that's all he does the entire video. It's, here's Takiyaki's Twitter profile. Here's Lola's Twitter profile. Here's UFO Baby's profile. And it's all he does the entire time. It's like, could you, like, she sent you all this information in like an email or a text document. Could you at least show that? Like, I don't understand why we can't show anything.
Now, and the thing that kind of frustrates me about False is, I think in the beginning he really wanted to tell news, and maybe he does kind of want to tell news, but it just really strikes me that he's trying to get as much out as fast as possible, and he really doesn't care about it unless it's for certain people.
Yeah.
Because it's very obvious there are certain people he will not talk about in certain ways.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like,
Oh, what happened? No.
it's like once you
I killed
reach a certain popularity in whatever community you're in, whether it's VTubing, regular streaming, or God forbid a fandom community, people will fucking change the fuck up. And it's like, you know, the VTuber community isn't strangers to being stepping stones by people who, you know, get popular.
No.
Yeah. So, I do want to show this to chat. Normally I don't play videos on stream, but I want to do this because I told you guys about it. I thought it was hilarious. I feel like we have to share it. So, as I said, this actually happened literally just before we started streaming, guys. So they haven't had a chance to watch the video. I've only had a chance to skim it. Because he released a half-hour video where he just reads this entire thing, and the entire time he goes, well, that's a lie. Well, that's a lie. Well, that's a lie. And he just doesn't say anything else. He doesn't add anything to it.
So it took this man 30 minutes, read a fucking tweet, and just go, that's a lie, that's a lie,
Now,
that's a lie the entire time. And
we
it
might
took
want to
us
be
5
careful.
fucking minutes to dissect it.
Might want to be careful
It's
for...
only a short segment.
Okay, just gonna say,
which
because...
we are allowed to do.
Just by the way,
It's
really
creative.
quickly, chat, and anybody that is watching this, this is fair use, and if you copy strike this, you are stupid.
I mean, it's transformative because, you know, we're adding our own little commentary to it, and it's not like we're walking away for 5 minutes and letting it play.
No, we're gonna be talking about this, so do not copy strike this unless you want me to show everybody that you did this, because I will gladly show the world that you copy strike things when they are fair use.
So we're really just looking at his conclusion, which is just 30 seconds long.
All right,
And we're only looking at it because False is a cuck and this is hilarious.
Can we
here I
copy
go.
strike PewDiePie?
Hopefully it comes through right.
Alright.
To all the artists who worked on Lola, you deserve better. To Lola's fans, the Weebos, you meant the world to us. We are so sorry things turned out this way. We'd like to move on with our lives and put this behind us. We hope this is the last we have to speak about this. Signed, the Taiyaki team.
See, so this is how he closes it off. And you can see we're almost done. We've only got like 14 seconds left. We only got like a minute left.
Oh, I
How
know
can we
it's
screw
coming
it
up. I know it's coming up.
Taiyaki further confirming for TBS they have intentions to simply pivot away from VTubing at this point and do indeed hope to put the matter behind them. That further backed by Waifu, also further hoping to return as an indie even as soon as later this year. Taiyaki Studios lastly saying to TBS that they are real people who were wronged, that any video about Waifu is platforming a compulsive liar, that this was a bad experience and they felt betrayed. Waifu once again locked out of all of the Lola accounts. And
So this was another thing. They claim that Waifu's been locked out of all her accounts. I don't know like if this is true. We know she's locked out of the Lola account because it was owned by the company. I don't know why she would be locked out of her original indie account. It's never really provided
is
a reason
weird.
why.
Unless
I think.
No, go
I
ahead.
think he was trying to say that she's locked out of all of her Lola loading accounts.
No,
because...
he says she's locked out of the Yufa baby.
Huh. Weird.
That is
and
weird.
also,
It's not really brought up why that is.
Well, it would depend, right? If because with X's new way that they do shit, if the account hasn't been used in so long, it is automatically locked out.
She'd still be able to retrieve it because the account's still active.
Unless she is stupid enough to not remember her email, or she used an email that she can't get access to, I would hope not. I would hope that that's not the case, but like, I'm not surprised if that is the case.
So
and it's like, I'm trying to think because I don't know much about corpo VTuber contracts. But like, is it most of it like if you decide to leave an agency, usually they have it in the contract that you can't return to like your past life account for like it can range from 6 months to a year.
It depends on the agency.
It depends on the agency, but the major agencies we've seen, ones like Hololive, don't even have it that you can't use your old account now while you're with the agency. It is a very abnormal thing for VTuber agencies to have. It is much more normal for like large professional businesses to include non-competes like that. Just in content creation in general, it's very awkward and it's not normally done.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, our agency isn't like that.
But here's our last little bit here.
Brought to you by Juniper Ian, everybody, by the way.
Exactly.
Like everybody can see that he's being a little malicious to Taiyaki in this last little ending part, but it gets better.
And once again planning her return, saying of her experience with Taiyaki, she was hired but did not receive what was promised, and so she resigned, stating that even as creative director, she felt she had no actual creative control, whether it be over the project or the character, and that Taiyaki had sucked the passion out of it and made it corporate. And
Wow, they made it corporate.
Really?
I can't believe this corporation made it corporate.
That just sounds like such a cop-out. It's like, oh, guys, I really can't be a part of this agency anymore. They made the business whose business is to make money. All right? Oh, geez. You know, as a business VTuber, I want to let you guys know right now, I would like to make money as well. I mean, it's not the main reason why I stream, but making money is nice. But geez, it's really crazy that the business that started a business to make money sucked the life out of you because they want to make money. And you didn't know that when you signed the contract? You're either dumber than me, which is very hard to do, or you're lying.
What's even better is that's not, you would think that's where the video ends. That's like his big gotcha, he nailed them. But in this half-hour video, we have 20 seconds left. What can False do with his last 20 seconds?
now in other news, we turn to V Shoujo, who this weekend looks to have a brand new member debuting. And oh, would you look at that? I don't have any more time. So we'll just have to get to this in the next episode. And that is all for this episode. As always,
It's like if you didn't have time for this episode, you should have just waited for later.
Your last 20 seconds, and you have to immediately swap to. By the way, hey guys, did you know V Shoujo? What about V Shoujo? Hey guys, V Shoujo. Did you hear about V Shoujo? Like it's every time, all of his videos, he's got a. So chat might not get this, but a huge criticism of FalseEyed in the VTuber community is that he blows V Shoujo every chance he gets. He has actively not covered any negative news about them ever, no matter how big it's gotten, no matter how relevant it's been, no matter like even people like leaving the organization. He barely talked about like when V Shoujo had half of their talent leave. And he tried to like breeze past it.
Yeah,
he will not talk about them in a negative light at all.
I feel like he's trying to kiss up.
No, he totally is. That's the thing that, and oh geez, hold on, I'm gonna mute your thing now. Here's a good point. Here is a very good point. Lane brought up in my chat. I hate corporations for making things corporate. By the way, here's something V-Shoujo related for you.
Honestly,
you don't say. You don't say.
Man. It's like
chat says Mizu, why are we watching Keemstar?
Why are we watching Keemstar?
The Keemstar of VTubers.
Here's your hot take of the day. I like Keemstar more than most YouTubers. Because of all the YouTubers that have actually used their influence to help people get unbanned on YouTube, Keemstar is literally the only one to ever do it. And he's done it for people that actively despise him. He is one of the few people that seems to, like, actually care about keeping YouTube an open platform.
Yeah.
Whereas you get people like Ethan Klein talking to Susan Wojcicki and talking about shutting it down and closing it off even more.
And just like since we're on the topic of false, one, just because someone in the chat said, why are we talking about Keemstar? To be fucking honest, I was trying to think, why does FalseEyed sound like that? And then I remembered, wait, Keemstar has the exact same connotation on how he speaks.
Oh yeah.
Literally the exact same way. And just...
It speaks the same way, but it's not the same voice. Keemstar has a higher pitch.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, how
and a
he
better
says
set.
things,
Keemstar has a better set. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
You
And
just
also...
give, like, Keemstar's inflection.
Yeah.
Killer C-Star Mizu.
And also, just like, because we're on the topic of False, did anyone else see that False was live streaming with Nuxtaku and fucking Mutahar?
God, they are.
And whoever the fuck that other person was?
Yeah, I
know
did.
Some people still like Mutahar. Following Mutahar on Twitter has made me hate him so much.
The
He's
only
just
thing
such a dick.
I like from Mutahar is when he like goes over stuff that's going on with certain games. That's the only content I like from him.
I can't even like that anymore. He just feels like he doesn't care anymore. He just chooses what side he thinks will make the most money or get the most clicks.
Yeah.
I just
don't
watch
know.
Clownfish TV for game stuff and media stuff.
Some ordinary, yes, that is some ordinary gamers, yes. I think for him, he just tries to keep it safe for himself.
Sir
don't
Shab
like
said
him.
that False has negative things to say about Alex. I don't know who Alex is. Who's Alex, Shabby?
But that wasn't the last false news, because as soon as he tweeted this, he got retweeted again by another one of the artists that worked with the company.
Oh, that should be good.
Yeah, another one had to retweet him and says, "Hi, I was a lead admin amongst an incredible team of admin contestants working on Rising Signs / Star Trek 2, which was one of Takiyaki's projects. I just want to clarify that we have received our revenue and have been cultivating EP release of songs from the show that will be coming soon from every remaining group.
Alex is
Every bit of the
Keemstar's real
received
name?
funds
Oh, that's right.
has been and is being split among contestants to help each group continue to make music going forward. Many groups are currently already cooking up great content. I want to thank everyone for the support on this project, even though it did have to end prematurely. Sorry to ramble, just wanted to set the record straight before any assumptions were made." They had to clarify this because FalseEyed, even with the other artist jumping on him and saying, yes, we were paid and yes, we did make this, is still trying to push the idea that people are not getting paid, even though everyone that worked on the project has quoted him at this point and said, "We literally got paid, bro." I don't know why he's like refusing to back down on this.
I think in his
Man,
mind,
I
he's
don't know.
dug himself into a hole, and he has to keep himself in that hole because he's not wrong. Because False is the #1 person to talk about VTuber news, and the #1 talker of VTuber news is never wrong, don't you know?
I have to agree. I really feel like he's that way.
That is legitimately how I see him. Is like he has gotten himself so up there. It's just like I have to be the #1 source of VTuber news. And the funny thing is, he has corporatized himself to a point where it's just like, bro, you have become the thing that you supposedly hate.
Yeah, and also I'll be right back real quick, so you guys can continue on.
All right.
Kyo is better. Kyo is better. I wish he followed me before I got big though.
Does he follow you?
He does now, as of like a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
He ignores my DMs though.
That would have been a big. Oh my god. That would have been a big flex if he had followed you when you were still small.
No, so I've actually brought this up the other day because there was a viral VTuber tweet that was talking about how even among like indies, there are these little miniature blacklists that people pass around among their friends, where they're like, we don't talk about this person. We don't let them in our group. If you see them, you don't communicate with them. And I have only recently got out of those blacklists, or I'm starting to get out of it. Because there are people that would have never followed me before, or people that have literally openly called me a disgusting human being that they would never associate with, that have unblocked me and followed me now.
That's fucking fantastic. You love to
Because
see it.
yeah, because I've broken like 7K on Twitter. And especially after the Marina stream, when we were pushing like 500 something people watching, suddenly my stream became relevant and they cared what I had to say.
That's funny.
Simply because you interacted with someone who is slightly controversial in the scene right now.
Yeah, like, also, thank you for the follow, Remy. I appreciate. But that's just kind of how they've treated me, and there's a lot of people like that. I'm still banned from some Discords.
That's funny.
I
That
can't
you've never
believe
even
that's
been
all
in?
good.
Well, there's some Discord. So, there is a Discord for male VTubers, which came up at a time where like a bunch of larger female creators were basically saying that male VTubers need to be pushed out completely because we're all creeps and just assaulters waiting to happen.
That's
So
yeah, I
they
remember
made
that.
a male VTuber Discord. And for the first couple days, I would join like the chats and I would talk with the owners and everybody else and like have a good time and we'd play games together. And then one day I got a message from one of the like moderators that said, hey, so we were looking through people's profiles and we looked through your Twitter profile and we have to say we don't approve of what you're posting and you better not talk about any of that stuff in the Discord. I was
So
like,
they didn't approve of you being who you are.
yeah, it's not the first time this has happened, but this is the first time they've not just outright blocked me from the Discord. And they've
That's
sent
funny.
me a message like, this is what we disapprove of.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny indeed.
It's genuinely something that makes me laugh.
Yeah, I can't wait until I get into streaming and then get big enough for people to fucking hate me for being genuine.
That's the thing that's like so sad. It's just like people hate people for being genuine. It's just like, why are you upset that we're not acting like a kiss ass? I would think that being genuine rather than being a kiss ass is a lot better for some people in this community that says, why aren't people being real with me? I swear
No, somebody in chat got it. 50 followers is a gross person we don't talk to. 7,000 followers, they're just quirky.
Yeah, it's very
Oh
true.
my god, yeah.
It's true.
That's
I've seen
actually
that
what
so
we
many
have
fucking
next on the agenda, actually. I did, so, because that is a good transition, and I didn't want to start without Lumi here, but we can at least, like, bring it up, because I actually don't know if Danny knows about this. But there is a song that came out from Shigeru UI, who is a Japanese VTuber. I'm pretty sure she's Japanese. I'm not up to date on my moon ruins, but I'm 90% sure it's Japanese. She made a song called Loli God Requiem, which got super popular. Unfortunately, also got super popular on TikTok. So all the TikTok kids were banging along to it because, you know, they like K-pop and they like J-pop and all that stuff. And it's got cute, pretty visuals that kind of, they're cleaner, but they still harken back to that ye old anime feel from like the 90s.
Yeah.
And then they go onto YouTube to watch it, and then they see the lyrics on YouTube
Yup.
and realize the entire thing is a lolicon fetish song.
Yup. I was about to say, please tell me this is one of those things where the visuals don't match the lyrics.
The visuals do match the lyrics, but it is a lolicon fetish song for people that really like bratty lollies. And all the comments are people like hyper coping that this has nothing to do with like lolicon. And they're like, no, I can still like the song. She's making fun of lolicon.
It's like, okay, has no one learned from, like, you know, popular Vocaloid songs where they don't know what the singer is saying, but enjoy the music because it sounds catchy, and then they figure out that it's fucked up to shit, or it's like some, you know, fetish music, and they're like, wait, but no, it can't be. What do you mean I really like the music where Rin and Len are lovers?
Lavatory is always the big one, because
I
Lavatory
fucking love
is
Lavatory.
yeah, because it's the Rin and Gumi one, and it's super really upbeat, and it just sounds like a regular dance music, and even like the video is them in a club, but then you read the music and it's all about them getting completely wasted and railed in a bathroom at like some club.
Yeah.
A good example of this would be a Rye Sales song. Like the Rye Sales songs are super poppy and catchy, right? But then when you read the lyrics to some of the songs, you realize, oh shit, this song is about one of their friends offing themselves and how they miss them and all that stuff. This other one's about doing hardcore fucking drugs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like
A lot of Miku's are about her dying.
Yeah.
Like
And,
a lot.
There's this one Spanish song that is super popular. I forgot what the name of it is, but like every single English speaker is like, "Oh my god, this is so catchy," and people who know, the singer of the music is actually a mute trying to sing, so it's not even an actual language. It's just this poor Spanish man trying to speak.
Oh, that's
you
funny.
told me about that the other day.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a meme song on TikTok too. That's the thing. But nobody knows that it's a mute man trying to do things.
Imagine
It's
if
just a, like, unique problem with TikTok. Well, they'll find something catchy and they have to morally approve of what the song is talking about. They can't just like the song.
Imagine if
People acting
TikTok
like they don't crank pumped up kicks when it comes on.
Imagine if TikTok was around when Me 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 was a popular song.
Oh, people
Oh
still
my
cope with
God.
that one too.
People cope with that song too?
Yeah.
Really? What is the cope? What do they cope about? Okay,
They
chat.
just- because like it's still openly, they try and, I guess it's not necessarily cope, it's they try and overshoot what it means, right? So Me 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 for chat who hasn't seen it, because it is admittedly hard to get like the original Japanese version for some reason. They deleted it from like everywhere.
Yeah,
Is
you can listen to it on
talking about
YouTube, but not the...
Japanese hikikomori culture, which is where like men seclude themselves from the world and they just like get obsessed with, it's not necessarily anime, but it typically is like anime or video games. Basically they just shut down from society because they don't see society as working for them.
Japanese neckbeards.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, because with neckbeards, it's just like an obsession. But with hikikomori, it's literally because they feel like society has abandoned them, and this is the only way they're ever going to be happy.
Yeah, it's a very sad... It's actually... What's funny is it's actually 3 songs in one.
Yes.
But like, the entire song is just about this poor guy who left his girlfriend and doesn't want to be in society anymore, and it's really sad. And I think a lot of people, I myself really loved the song because it sounded pretty, but when you read it, it's like, oh, that's fucked up. Because it's true. And I feel like this Loli song is another good example of that, because it's just like, do you guys not realize that this is what you're like? It's like, no, it can't be that. And it's like, yes, it is. Stop coping about it. because you coping about it shows how much of a hypocrite you are. And it's just like, yeah, I don't like I've said this a lot. I don't like lolicon, but I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy from people that would like to cope when they see, like, Rebecca's another good example. Rebecca from Cyberpunk, she's a lolly. If you like Cyberpunk Edgerunners and you like Rebecca, you like a lolly. Get used to it.
Yep.
Get used to it. That's a lolly, and you have to get used to it. And
the two things, right?
Rebecca, yes, Rebecca is a lolly. She has a lolly-like proportions. She may not be a child, but she is a lolly by Japanese standards.
Yes.
I still think she deserved better in the show. Just saying.
Oh, she did.
Definitely. The like the cope with me though is more like the really Puritan cope, where they're saying it's a song about how anime itself is toxic, and how anybody that watches or would like classify themselves as a weeb in America is like a lonely shut-in loser that needs to get out in society. And they like overcope it instead of like, no, it's very specifically about this very Japanese thing that happens, which it happens a little bit in America, but it really is almost exclusively Japanese because of their work culture. Where they're like, no, it's about all anime. It's like, no, it's about specifically hikikomori guys.
It's like, to be fucking fair, you can take the, like, any addiction, honestly, and replace it with the hikikomori thing, and it will tell the exact same story. It's like, you know, it's kind of a story of addiction, but not really, because say instead of, you know, trying to isolate yourself and cutting everyone off, say that it's drug use, and, you know, you lose your loved one, you lose everything, and as soon as you think you're, you know, getting better, like towards the end of that song, he kind of wakes up, sees what goes on, but then that cycle continues because you relapse back into it.
It's
so
very
like,
sad.
Yeah.
It's hard to break out.
It is.
This is slightly in the same vein regarding like the music side of that. There is a song by the Plot You called "Die Like Your Brothers" that goes through that exact topic you were just talking about, Gloomy.
Yeah. I'll also add, because Oka said like there's a lot of people that try and cope because they really do enjoy this stuff, but they want to pretend they don't, or they want to make it into something bigger because they've already like been very public about how it's all morally bad. I have a friend I used to stream with almost exclusively who cut me off because of the lolly stuff. But one of the first things I ever told him when we were like talking about some fetish stuff was I was like, well, what kind of like characters do you like, you know, like sexually? And he sent me pictures of like shotas. And I was like, how can you think I'm weird with lolly when everybody you like is shotas? And she goes, these aren't shotas. I was like, they're literally by all definitions shota. And he's like, no, these are twinks. Like, nah, that's coke, brother.
Bro, no, yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Yeah.
Like, you are coping so hard, my guy.
That's not, yeah. No, again, when it comes to the lolly stuff, it's just like, can you please just like I don't like it. I don't like looking at it. But if it's not in a sexual way, I don't care. I don't even care if it's in a sexual way. As long as it's not a real kid, I don't care. And I think I think that some people really try to throw cope out there when they see something that they genuinely like and they want to enjoy, but because it is of a trope that they have already got a predisposition about, they're gonna cope about it instead of just trying to, you know, say, oh, I was wrong about that, or, you know, because they don't want to be the morally wrong person. And it's just like, bro.
Oh no, chat has it. The Shota Twink thing is the opposite side of the coin. If she's not a lolly, that's a short stack.
Oh my god.
The other one you hear a lot is she's not a lolly, she's just a petite woman. It's like, brother, that's the definition.
That is the definition,
the short stack
yes.
one gets me because people tried to say Rebecca was a short stack, and
She's not.
like,
nothing about her is stacked.
Yeah,
No.
I had to like try to explain to people.
I will bring up a picture of her right now.
She's short. She's not stacked.
The only thing that's stacked about her is her when she gets the modification. That's it.
Thought lolly was children. No, lolicon does not, or lolly does not necessarily mean children. It just means young presenting, or tiny. Here, let me
Yeah.
let me give a good
The
picture
definition,
here.
like most Japanese people
That's not an
accept,
official picture.
is petite woman and moe.
That's
which
a good.
really
That's a
just
better
means
picture.
cute.
Here, let me. YouTube will definitely love me showing a picture of Rebecca pulling out a revolver on.
But for those who aren't aware, the
that is
original,
not
like
short stacked.
Go
That is not stacked.
for those for those who don't know, the original root word for lolly comes from the Japanese clothing culture called Lolita, where it's like cute little dresses and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's also subcultures within the Lolita like clothing subculture. Like there's gothic Lolita, there's pastel Lolita. It's all just, it was a clothing style used to be like cute and endearing that was changed into something else once it started getting animated and all of that other stuff.
Side note, if you guys ever want to talk about like Lolita subculture one day, Lolita, like the girls in Lolita subculture are like the nastiest bitches in the world. Like they are so mean. They make mean girls look like saints. It is insane how mean they get.
Yeah, that bad?
It happens.
Yeah, because they look, it's so weird because in their outfits they look like so cute and they put so much effort into them. But then if you go into like any of their chat rooms or stuff, if people aren't 1000% on board with like what they're doing, they're like so mad. Like you have to fit their narrow idea of what Lolita fashion is, or they will absolutely stalk and harass you for days.
Yeah.
It is insane how seriously they take it.
Now, do you want to know what's worse than Japanese, the Lolita girls?
Yeah,
Fucking
chat has it.
American. American Lolita girls are worse than Japanese Lolita girls, to be fucking honest.
I can confirm this. I knew a couple when I was growing up. They were the most horrendous people I've ever interacted with.
Yeah. It's weird because they like all the cutesy, fancy outfits, and then they're just like worst human being you've ever met.
I mean,
that's
like,
just like people in general. Like the most cutesy, like always want to be like the center of attention people are always the shittiest fucking people.
Yeah.
Chat would like to know, have we heard about landmine girls?
Landmine
oh my god,
girls.
I seen the post going around on Twitter about landmine girls.
No idea what the
Would
fuck
you like
this
to
is.
tell us what is a landmine girl? Teach
in-
us.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't really look into it, but let me see if I can find the post. Hold on a second.
Because I've never heard of this term.
Let me see if I can find the post. Let's see, landmine.
Lolita fashion girls tie with cyber goth girls for being horrible.
Oh my god. Don't get me started on the cyber goths. Oh shit.
The only thing I know about cyber goths is that video where they're all dressed in black and there's the one dude dressed in white leading the dance and they're all dancing to Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah. Welcome to rave culture.
Lane has a good explanation. Landmine uses a metaphor for a person, especially a female, who turns out to be troublesome and unstable as a romantic relationship progresses, and also associated with fashion of black, cutesy clothing with pink highlights. So basically just goth girls that are toxic.
Yeah, I think they were definitely probably talking about the fashion.
Okay.
All right, here. I put the post that I seen in our general chat, and then the definition that I found on Urban Dictionary.
Oh boy.
As a cute, pretty fish yourself, can you confirm that the cutest people in the world are also morally the worst? I, in fact, can. I am the most morally reprehensible person on this show.
Yeah.
I know Mizu is a fucking headache to deal with. He's actually holding me hostage right now. Please help.
No, don't help me.
I'm being held at gun to be here, by the way.
That's funny.
There is an AK-12 through the back of my head as we speak.
First off, it's a revolver. You have 6 chances to get away.
Oh, fantastic. I love Russian roulette.
Yeah, Shabby, I agree with you. Pastel women are the root of all evil.
Pastel?
And before Oka is a landmine girl, watch your step or you'll get blasted by ink.
Where the hell am I going?
Wherever you want.
Oh yes, the new basket, the new brisket.
The what?
What's going on?
So chat can't see it yet because I have 2 different windows, but Lumi and them popped it up. But do you want to talk about Brisket 2.0?
Brisket 2.0.
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
Bridget. Oh, it took me a moment. Vivian. Right. We're gonna talk about Vivian, chat. If you have very heated opinions on Vivian from Thousand Year Door, you might need to leave chat because we're gonna have some hot takes here.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this is Vivian from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year
Hold
Door.
on.
It's getting a remake soon, so it's back in like the cultural zeitgeist to talk about it. What a lot of people didn't know is Vivian's gender identity in the original Japanese release, and in every single release other than the English and Italian release, they were male. In the English release, they were female, and in the Italian release, they used the Italian word for transgender. But the Italian release is the only one that used that word. Everyone else just said they were a male. So for years, there's been a headcanon that Vivian is trans because of the English and Italian releases, even though every other release said they were male. And most people have probably kind of taken Vivian as trans for granted. I did, because most of us don't read like Japanese, so we would have never had a chance to look at the original translation and see that it was a mistranslated when they brought it to English speakers. So this was a semi-viral post about it, which was explaining why it's 100% confirmed that Vivian is actually trans, and their evidence is garbage. To start with,
25 posts in this thread. What the fuck?
They should have
there's
just.
more than 25. I think they just stopped counting at some point.
What the fuck?
You know,
Alright, before we get into this,
Mhm.
before we actually like officially call this Bridget 2.0, the developers themselves have actually said that within the story, Bridget is transitioning and all that stuff. So I'm willing to give that a little bit of leeway, but this, what you just fucking said, Mizu, makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, so because I think it was in English, it was just the idea that they were constantly referred to as a sister, but then everywhere else in the game they're referred to as male, even in their card. So I don't know if whoever was translating it in English just couldn't put together what that meant. But they just decided, oh, well, they clearly meant woman, and so they erased all mentions of male everywhere in the game.
Dan, no, there is not a pregnant Nintendo character on screen. That's a ghost.
Oh my
That is a
God.
ghost. Yes.
That is a ghost.
So I don't know why they say barring the English and German localizations. First off, it isn't English and German, it's English and Italian. People have covered this. The Italian one calls them transgender for some reason. It's actually quite odd that it's only the Italian one that did it, now that I think about it. Or that maybe it was more common for trans people to be in Italy at the time. When did this come out? Like early 2000s? The original one?
Lane, when did the original Thousand Year Door come out? You know this. This is your favorite game in the world.
1,000 Year Door. Hey babe, do you know when Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door
It was
originally
like
came out?
early 2000.
2004.
Yeah, so early
2004.
2000s.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess we're saying trans was at least somewhat in the cultural zeitgeist in Italy in 2004.
Kind of, not really.
Yeah. But the first 2 tweets are basically like, it's been a hot topic of debate, whether they're transgender, gender nonconforming, or a femboy. First off, GNC and femboy are the same thing. Femboy is just specifically describing
What is GNC?
gender nonconforming.
Ah, okay.
It is just somebody that dresses or acts like something that doesn't conform with their birth gender, but doesn't necessarily want to transition. Which a femboy is by nature GNC. GNC is just applies to femboy, tomboy, androgynous, everything in between. Thank you for the biddies. So they decide we're gonna focus on the script for Vivian, which no, that doesn't, like, the Japanese script constantly refers to them as being male. As we go down, they just kind of try and say that, like, it's meant to be up for interpretation. Which, oddly enough,
No, it's
this
not.
is what people. Oddly enough, this is what people who wanted to say that Bridget wasn't trans also used. Even though now we know they were intending Bridget to be trans, most people just think it was a bad idea or it was done poorly. But it's actually quite hilarious that in a thread where at the start they kind of mention Bridget, and later on they'll mention Bridget again, they use the exact same excuse people used against Bridget, which was player interpretation. And of course their excuse is 2004 was a much different time. Granted, it was. But that also means that trans characters weren't really presented at all. Like, it's very odd to say something was a much different time, and then also say that the people of those time making this media were actually very progressive.
You know, to be honest,
It doesn't make sense.
to be fucking honest, in 2004, I was like 7. So I didn't even know I didn't even know what a transgender person was. I've never heard of that term until about 2013.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, isn't that when Rocky Horror Picture Show came out? Or am I thinking of a different movie at that time?
I don't know. In Rocky Horror, that's no.
That's a whole can of worms.
First time I heard about it was when Chris Chan became big. That was the first time I heard about it. Yeah.
Oh, to go to a women's prison so he doesn't get beat up by men.
Yeah. No. This was before they were arrested.
Yeah, he was doing that long before he was arrested, but he was still doing it for very negative reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different discussion for another day.
I think the first time I heard about it was when I was in high school and one of my friends started transition. But that was in like 2016, 2015, around that time.
Let's see. Sir Shabby said for 1,000-Year Door was the U.S., Italian, and European Spanish translations that had the female pronouns.
I have not seen it in the European Spanish. Most everywhere still had them as male. I'd have to double check though, because somebody produced a list, and the only ones that had something different on that list were Italian and English.
Yeah. Yeah, skip 2.0.
No, what?
No.
Lumi died again?
Just had pronouns.
My cat was trying to chew on shit she's not supposed to. Coco,
Oh.
I swear to God, I will turn you into a dish.
Oh no.
But as the thread continues, they try and use the how other characters refer to them excuse. The problem is, this aligns with how Vivian is treated by other characters in 1,000 Years Door, which is often cited as a source to deny people's transgender headcanons. And then they say Vivian's sisters are antagonists. They forget that it's not just her. First off, it's not just her sisters. It's literally every character in the game, save a couple, that mistake them as a female and then correct themselves to male. So you can't just use only the antagonist do it. And they also kind of leave out the fact that like they said, this was 2004. In 2004, it was actually quite common to insult people by calling them the other sex. I know
Yeah.
it's wild to people today, but it used to be very common. If you wanted to insult a guy, you would say he's very effeminate, or if you wanted to insult a woman, you would say she was very masculine. That was considered a negative thing in 2004.
Yeah, I remember kids in my school just being like, "Oh, what are you, a girly boy?" Or some shit like that.
Yes.
As someone who had
Thank you for
long hair
saying
in
so.
high school, I can confirm that was a big thing.
Yeah, so
You a
it's
girly boy, Danny.
it's substantially more likely that the sisters are calling Vivian masculine as an insult because Vivian is trying to look feminine. It's not saying, oh, you're male and you don't want to be. It's saying you're trying to look girly and you're failing. It's a completely different insult. And it would also be really weird for a Nintendo game like that to tackle that issue. Because I know some people don't realize this, but Nintendo, for their Mario games, don't tackle heavy issues. Like, ever. They'll do it with, like, Zelda, and they'll do it with, like, Fire Emblem, or with some of their other side properties. Heck, they'll even do it with Pokemon. But they are deathly afraid of Mario being controversial in any way. Like, it is just not something they do.
Super Paper Mario with like a huge word with that? What do you mean, Lane?
What? Huh?
What about Super? What
Do we
about
have
Super
this-
Paper Mario?
Do we have a Mario historian in your chat?
We have a Paper
Akko?
Mario historian in my chat. Is literally
Oh,
his favorite
specifically
franchise.
Paper Mario.
Yes.
Okay.
Mario is Shigeru's baby. It is, or Shigeru's. They really do want Mario to just be the perfect family-friendly franchise.
Lane, I would
it's
ask.
kind of like how it was amazing to people that Epic Mickey made it through, or that Kingdom Hearts made it through, because Disney is definitely afraid of Mickey Mouse being anything less than wholesome.
Oh yeah.
It's very similar for Japan and Mario.
Super Paper Mario is about the inevitable apocalypse and a forbidden marriage that was torn apart. I mean, I guess, but that's not, in my opinion, that's not as deep as like trans issues. I guess. I don't know.
Especially for the time.
Especially
So,
for
like,
the time. That's like
the
what Romeo and
2004 you
Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is acceptable for people.
Yeah. Evil Dark Peach's Kingdom.
Oh gosh, I remember
this-
that.
This is their primary argument, by the way, this conversation between Vivian, Marilyn, and Bedlam, which Marilyn and Bedlam are their two other sisters, where Vivian introduces them as the Shadow Sisters, and Bedlam says, "Why did you say that we're the Shadow Trio? What are these three sisters? Aren't you a man?" And they're saying this is proof that they're trying to insult Vivian by reminding them they're a male and not really a woman because they want to be a woman. To me, this just reads like they're trying to say they're ugly or they come off as mannish, which again was a way we insulted people back in 2004.
It was, yes. And it not only was it acceptable, it was something that a lot of people did, men and women.
Yeah, it was a little more common back then, and people are trying to pretend it wasn't. Like, no,
Yeah.
things were a lot less PC in 2004.
No, people didn't give a
Insults were
shit.
different and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was back when people
What-
still believed in like not giving a shit.
Elementary school too.
What she follows up this tweet though with is the part that really makes me hilarious, or like really made me laugh out loud, where she says other characters may misgender her because the 1,000-Year Door is a product of its time, but her sisters do it to hurt her. It's like, okay, wait. So we're just ignoring all the other characters doing it because it's, quote, a product of their time, but when the sisters do it, it's very explicit and has a deeper meaning, and we all need to really examine it.
Those
It's
are two very conflicting points.
Yeah, like, that's something that really got me when this discussion first popped up, was you keep hearing the words, it's a product of its time, but then you have to ask, if it's a product of its time, why would they include this character like this at all?
Oh yeah, that's a good argument. They wouldn't.
Because you can't say it's a product of their time, that's why they treat this character so disrespectfully, even though, first off, she's treated very well in the canon of the game. She's a very well-liked character, even among Japanese players, even without, like, the head canoning. Vivian is well-liked. So to say that they intentionally meant for her to be mistreated because product of its time feels really awkward. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's just me.
Potentially libelous, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the way that they keep saying headcanon, that's the key word here. Headcanon. Nothing is canon. A lot of people like to say, hey, it's my headcanon. It's a lot of other people's headcanons. Leave it alone. Just like how fucking, man, I am sorry for any Supernatural fans in the crowd. I was also a Supernatural fan. But the fact that, the Castiel and Dean ship was so fucking popular, towards the end of the series, they made it canon because that's what fans were demanding, basically.
Yeah.
And also, Homestuck as well.
Oh
But that was
gosh.
like that was a whole ship war with Dave Cat and John Cat, and oh boy, did the John Cat shippers get angry because Dave Cat got canonized and not the other way around. Oh man,
love this
you
shit.
know
It's
what?
so
I can go.
fucking
I can go into Homestuck for fucking hours because that was my fandom for about 8-9 years.
You know all of the
So-
toxicity.
Oh boy, do I? Especially
Here,
with the
one
voice
day for a
actors.
stream, we will bring in another VTuber that is up to date on Homestuck, and you and them can educate me and Oko on all the Homestuck headcanons and fanfiction.
That'd be so fucking funny to watch.
Okay, the Homestuck voice actors are a whole nother level of shit, but we'll save that for another time.
But so, like, this person continues, and this diagram is literally the exact same thing they posted a little earlier, except now they've written on it, so that makes it more accurate. And it's got, like, all this junk in it. But all this boils down to is Vivian said in her dialogue, Shadow's sister, so that means she's avidly declaring she's a woman. And as it says here, overrides all of this. All of this is literally every other character in the game saying male, even the protagonist and heroes, and even the people that like them.
So Mario was transphobic? Is that what they're saying?
They're saying every character in the game is transphobic.
Ah.
Because it's a product of its time, so it was normal for all the people to be
Mario's the
transphobic.
superhero. I feel like that's not what he would do. Okay.
Hashtag not my Mario.
Yeah, guys, I just gotta be honest. He's not my Mario, all right? If he's gonna act that way towards a clearly trans character here, I can't support Nintendo anymore. I can't believe Nintendo would actually be okay with allowing Mario to misgender that poor
It's transphobic Mario.
exactly.
But they continue, and I don't think they realize, like, what femboys in anime, and particular Japanese culture, act like. Because they say regardless of other characters and in-game descriptions. So first off, this has been a big complaint with a lot of games, by the way. An in-games, like, description, or like this came out with One Piece, actual character cards written by the author trump everything. Because that is being said out of canon with all character motivations removed from it. The author is avidly declaring, this is what I intended with this character. So if you're ignoring like the descriptions, the codexes, the author's words, you're immediately wrong. I'm sorry. There's no way around that. But the in-game descriptions, reducing her identity to effeminate boy. Vivian exclusively refers to herself with feminine terms. If the writers wanted Vivian to be a femboy, she would have at some point called herself a male.
So,
But she doesn't.
Lane,
I think
one of my chatters says that in the Super Paper Mario game, which was the sequel to Thousand Year Door, the JP game has a capture card for Vivian, which refers to him as an Otoko no Ko.
Yeah, Otonoko.
Yeah.
Which is just male daughter. Which is typically the Japanese word for femboy, or it's
yeah.
what most Japanese people use as a femboy.
Right.
It also works for male cross-dressers.
yeah.
Something this person ignores, though, is they're correct. Vivian never refers to themselves as a male, because Japanese doesn't have pronouns.
No,
That's
they
something a
don't.
lot of people skip over. The Japanese language literally does not use pronouns. They are similar to Spanish in where they have like feminine and masculine ways to refer to things, but they have completely deleted pronouns entirely.
Yeah, they don't care. They have more important things to do.
Not only that, but I believe they're also forgetting that in like any source of media that comes out of Japanese, that comes out of the Japanese media culture in general, is that when there is a character like this, be it femboy or the most colloquially known anime term, a trap, they usually exclusively refer to themselves as female, even if they are male.
Yes. So that's the two big issues they're missing. No, they don't ever call themselves a male, because you wouldn't do that in the Japanese language. They wouldn't use that term. And the second thing is they would never refer to themselves using masculine terminology, because femboys don't do that. It's never been a common trope for femboys to call themselves male.
No, and I think the other thing that people overlook is, haven't femboys been like a thing in Japan for like well over a long time now? Like they were a big thing even in 2004.
It's like, okay, one of the first like femboy or trap characters that I encountered in media was Chihiro in Danganronpa.
Yeah, that was my first one too.
And it's like, okay, Chihiro is basically beta brisket. And oh boy, when I seen people talk about, oh, Chihiro is actually transgender, and it's like, no, Chihiro, the whole part of his storyline is that when he, game spoilers, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. The game's old by now. Anyway,
Yeah, it's like Lord of the Rings. You should have seen it by now.
His entire storyline was, and the reason why he got fucking killed by Mondo was because he went to Mondo saying, hey, can you teach me how to be more of a man, how to, you know, stand up for myself and everything. And Mondo got so insecure that this trap has more masculinity and courage than he does as like a fucking biker gang leader. He fucking kills him out of jealousy. So it's like, that's the most masculine trap ever, but people will still try to say that Chihiro is transgender.
Chat, stop reading ahead. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Chat, please calm down.
Remember Ego Raptor called him a girl once? Wait, what? Who did Ego Raptor misgender? Can we cancel him for misgendering right now?
To be fair, we could cancel Eager Raptor for a lot of stuff.
This is true.
Yeah.
I know he likes to
Like
forget
his new
certain
fan base
video.
would hate his old Newground stuff.
I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
likes to forget the times where he swears very specific words that you're not supposed to say. I know he would like to forget that.
Eager Raptors are the gamer words.
What are you doing?
Way back when.
Yeah.
But about like what we just covered was the last thing they say that has anything to actually do with Vivian. After this, they just go on to transphobes don't want Vivian to be trans because they like erasing trans people from existence. They say, they bring up the argument you're pushing your ideals onto the East. And they say, well, no, you're just
Really?
trying to erase trans
Huh.
people. The
What the
East
fuck?
intended Vivian to be trans. And this is the part that chat read, which is like this big little infographic, where they include the line, and I've heard this line multiple times before, it should be noted, trans women can be femboys. No, they can't.
No.
Trans women can be G and C, gender non-conforming. You cannot be a femboy. I'm sorry.
It's like, okay, so, you know, I don't have to explain transgenderism, but it's like, you know, you have body dysmorphia. So it's like there's a reason why you're transitioning. It's like, okay, I have a few friends who are trans, and like, you know, if they even see themselves in like any clothing that would have them present as their birth gender, they would rather die than dress and present as that gender in any way at all. The reason why they go through hormones and therapies is because they want to be in the body that they want to be in.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It doesn't make sense to
No.
try and say they're trying to go backwards
Yeah.
after they did all this work to go forwards. I will say, because I've talked about this before, I used to do more sexual things for a time, and there is a very large segment of the femboy community that are just trans women currently transitioning and using the femboy label to make money. I don't think any of them would accurately describe themselves in their real lives as a femboy. I'm 99% sure it is solely for like making the money, which is a completely different thing. Whereas most femboys would like to actively identify as that.
it's like, I think a lot of people don't understand that femboy / trap is a, like, you know, more so found in sexual sides of things. It has its own category on Pornhub and everything.
Oh yeah, chat's bringing
Very-
it up. People would call you true scum, Lumi.
Why?
What, for speaking, you know, the
So-
truth of my friends' experiences?
So, like I said, for a time I was transitioning, so I was very involved in the trans community. True scum is the belief that you have to transition, or you have to be taking drugs and making some attempt to transition in order to be considered trans. Or just you have to have the intent to transition at all. And that's
You need to
considered
have
true scum.
gender dysphoria to transition.
That's
Otherwise, you have
transmedicalist.
unless you have body dysmorphia, those are two separate things.
That's
So
very.
there's like multiple levels. There's transmedicalist, true scum, too
What the
cute,
fuck?
and trender.
What?
What?
A lot of people don't know, because I think this is something for everyone, right? And I guess I could use this example, is I'm pretty sure in Homestuck, you could probably say words for certain members of the community that none of us would understand, right?
Yeah.
Like certain groupings of people.
Yeah.
It's the same for trans. There are different groupings of people in the trans community that other trans people refer to them as behind closed doors, but these aren't typically words spoken in public. It's really just within the community that they're spoken.
Okay, but there's a difference between fandom groups and a medical condition.
There was.
There was.
Until the internet existed.
You know what?
But
Fair.
you gotta trust the science unless it doesn't make sense. Then you don't trust the science.
I mean, like, you can even see it, like, with Tumblr mental illness fandoms, where people started coming up with stuff like headmates.
Oh
and
gosh.
items like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the DID fakers.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
people
stuff pisses me off.
People will take a medical, like, a lot of these kids will take a medical condition and they will turn it into a community. Also, I would say that there very much is, like, a trans community of people that only hang out because they're all trans.
Yeah.
I've seen it in, like, the Discord chat rooms where everybody hates each other, but at the end of the day, everybody's like, we're all trans, so we're all here for a common goal. It's like, not really. I mean, it's kind of like me joining a club because everybody in it's male, and then being like, what do we really have in common? Like, you only play football, you hate video games, you hate anime, all you watch is Game of Thrones. Like, what do I really have in common with any of you people? Other than we all have a penis.
Server tonight, let's go.
That sounds like quite the server. I don't know.
Hey.
Headmates became systems because of the Mr. Medicare video. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
What
that
the heck
sounds.
is a Mr. Medicare video?
Okay,
I've
did
seen
you
a
not?
Mr. Medicare
I
video.
sent you the video about it. Okay, so
I don't remember.
I can
You're
give
gonna have to
a-
resend it.
I can give a very brief overview. Mr. Medicare is an online personality who became famous because he basically just shit on everybody and everything. And he made
Mostly the really weird stuff.
most of the really weird stuff, but he would shit on to be completely honest, there's one thing that we all like, it's very different, that he would shit on because he would find it weird, and that's totally fine because people are allowed to shit on other people for what they like. But he made a series of videos called Tumblrisms where he talked about weird things that people did, and some of them are a little bit more kosher to people than others, but the big one that I really get upset over listening is where he talked about people that have these headmates and these things, and it's just like, no, you're just trying to mimic schizophrenia, and that's like very disrespectful to people that actually have schizophrenia and actually want to kill themselves, actually want to game end themselves because they have a condition, and it's just like very disrespectful. And so his whole thing is just like shitting on everybody else on the internet because everybody sucks. Basically, laugh at everybody else, basically.
For this part, because it did typically come at the end of the videos, but he would do like a little mini PSA sometimes, depending on what he was talking about. Like, some stuff didn't require it. Like, he did a thing on the ABDL community, which didn't really require like any PSA on it. But with the Tumblrisms, a lot of times, especially like the DID fakers, he would have little PSAs at the end. Because with the headmates ones, he found that in a lot of these communities, they were convincing legitimately schizophrenic people to stop taking their medication. Because they were telling them, they were telling them, well, I have headmates and my headmates are fun. So if you stop taking your medication, you'll have headmates too, and then you can have fun too. And they would slowly coax these legitimately mentally unwell
I can hear Lumi
people
getting upset right
to
now.
participating in their game.
It's like, okay, there is a difference between pretending you have fictional characters in your head and telling a legitimately crazy person is someone who could quite possibly be a danger to themselves and others to stop taking their okay, makes sense.
No, yeah, legitimately, he went over people, like this one person that he talked about said, I think I hear Jesus in my head. What should I do? All my Christian friends don't believe me. And the response was, well, just tell them that's God working in your life for you, and that you should listen to what Jesus says. I was like, imagine if you told that to a real schizophrenic person. Wonder what the schizophrenic person would think if the Jesus in their head said to start doing some things that are very not kosher.
Okay, but the last time I heard someone say, the Lord told me to do this, Heaven's Gate happened.
Oh, man.
That's a wild story in its own.
Yeah.
Tumblr sees no difference. Yeah, they don't. They, I will say a lot of these kids legitimately believe that these aren't problems, but that's also why I'm also for your parents should probably be watching what you're doing on just a little bit.
Honestly. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's very fucked up. It's very disgusting. And these people, I think the thing that sucks is these people don't really understand the pain that they are inflicting on the world and themselves.
You know, we could probably do a whole stream talking about mental illness fakers. I think that'd be fun.
It probably would be, yeah.
Welcome, Raiders.
That list.
Well, I mean, the easiest one is obviously the DID fakers, but there's also a very large community around the, what is it when you have, like, tics?
Tourette's.
Tourette, yeah, there
There's
were
a huge
fake.
community of Tourette's fakers that pretend like Tourette's is super quirky.
Yeah, oh, that really pissed me off because I have a friend. I legit have a friend, and not to blast him or anything, but he actually has Tourette's, and it really sucks for him. He really doesn't like living with it because there are times when he says things it's like, why did I say that? I really didn't want to say that. It makes me feel like such an asshole to say that, and it just makes me really sad because he can't control it. Legitimately, he cannot control it. And then you have these assholes that are like, oh, I've got these tics. I'm faking that I've got all these things. It's just like, can you stop being a cunt bag, please? Thank you.
It's
like
like
my cousin has Tourette's, and that shit's kind of it kind of sucks at times because like in public we'll just be when I was hanging out with them a little bit ago, we were in public. We were at I think it was a Pizza Hut, and he said some of the most unhinged shit out of nowhere, and we had to leave like 5 fucking seconds later because it was not a good thing.
No, it rarely, it never is. It's just like, and it tears them up inside. The people with Tourette's, most of the time, they're torn up inside because they can't control it. And it's just like, I know you can't control it, and it sucks. And it's like, I'm not mad at you because it's like, you don't get mad at somebody that is legitimately stupid if they do something stupid because they don't know.
It's like the one very prominent Tourette's faker. Her screen name was Ticks and Roses.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Before we continue, I do just want to say, if you want to watch the full stream, podcast listeners, you're gonna have to catch me on Twitch someday. But I believe this is where the podcast is gonna end because we covered everything we wanted to cover for the night, really. And we've been going for a good like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and also honestly, we could probably talk about the Yandere dev stuff next week when there's some more information on what the fuck is going on with that. And also, I would like to take some notes because he has allegations going back to like 5 years.
Yeah.
But most people ignored the first allegations that came out about 3 years ago.
I can send you a forum page about him.
Okay.
But podcast listeners, thank you for joining us for Fishy Tea Time with our co-host LuminousCove, MommaOcco, and our little guest here tonight, Danny, who is Rabbit Guy Danny. Danny Mivlane. But bye, podcast listeners. Make sure to catch the stream next time. Okay, there we go. I just had to like undo the record. I'm recording it separately.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
I don't want to have to like cut out too much because I'm garbage at editing.
That's fine.
Fair.
I'm so bad at editing.
No, you're fine.
I like
At least
I like how there's extra talking points specifically exclusive to Twitch.
Okay, maybe that'll convince people to move from Spotify to Twitch.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I totally will. Totally will.
Just everything is
I'm
a
gonna-
mess.
Yeah. Like, that whole Yandere dev is a whole fucking can of worms. Like, I looked into a little bit of that from the post that Lumi sent me, and I was just like, what the fuck is this shit the entire time?
The thing about Yandere dev that, like, because I know a little bit about him, because again I read forum pages about crazy people sometimes, because I'm interested in studying it. The Yandere dev, like, he started out all right. He had a lot of people backing him. He got like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month to make a video game, and like all these years later, and this is what he has to show for it. And now people are accusing him. What were they accusing him of? Was it rape or like sexting?
Grooming minors.
Okay, yeah, the
Grooming
thing that
minors.
everybody's doing these days.
I actually had to like call some people out on this because there's tons of Yandere Dev videos that popped up after this, and it's literally like 50 minutes of history about the game, like 30 minutes of history about Yandere Dev being a weird cringy incel, and then at the very like last 5 minutes of the video, by the way, there's some allegations he groomed some kids. Bye guys. And it's like,
Oh my God,
this is one thing I showed up to hear about and like get some evidence for. But like, no, we had to spend an hour talking about the freaking video game that's never gonna come out. I mean, it's already technically out, but it's never gonna be finished.
No, it'll never be finished. Especially after this, it's never going to be finished. And the funny thing is, there have been so many clones that are actually better than the current Yandere dev like build. There's no need for him to finish it. He can just let somebody else do it.
I remember seeing one post about Yandere Dev.
For Star Citizen.
Chat said, I remember one post about Yandere Dev that was like, you know, no matter what, at least this guy isn't a pedophile.
Oh god.
Well-
Okay.
He said aged poorly if these allegations are true.
Okay, but like, as soon as like people started getting a bit sussed on, you know, the things he was adding to his game, more so like taking pictures of panties and everything as a game mechanic.
Oh yeah.
And all that,
To me.
people started to look into his old usernames and found a lot of questionable things, such as he played a game where the main mechanic was R-wording an entire family, and like
Nice.
a bunch of
Not really, YouTube.
fucking-
This stream is not going to be monetized.
Not
Did
at
you
all.
ever think we were gonna get monetized?
Oh no, this stream that I have on my channel will not be monetized. I'm turning it right off after this.
and just,
R-word
just like
lay? Oh yeah.
it's just like, you know, a lot of things don't bother me, but you know, some of his old forum posts and stuff were like, you know, it's not a lot of it wasn't really talking about fictional things. Yeah, it's talking about like actual underage people and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to off family and all that. Yeah.
Here you go. I sent you something to look at later.
So this is
Okay.
a random note because I pulled up my Twitter again and reading through some stuff, and people are whining about the people that talk about drama again, which I
Oh,
see this
really?
every so often. You see the quote of "I miss the old VTuber days where nobody talked about drama." I think people forget that HoloLive started from drama. Like there has never been a time of not VTuber drama. It's just the talents didn't always participate because they were corporate and were literally not allowed to talk about anything that wasn't corporate friendly.
Yeah. Very true.
As soon as like independent people came in, of course people were going to talk about drama. We're going to talk about a ton of stuff that a business wouldn't let us talk about because we're people. It's just what happens. Honestly, it surprises me that people thought there could be a community of anything and not be drama.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not how the world works.
I like how that person's like, VTubing is devoid of soul. What do you mean? Complaining about people, that has got a lot of soul into. I hope you guys have seen my passion tonight, because I'm very passionate about complaining about people.
No, there was also this one earlier. I don't want to say the name because we don't like anybody harassing anybody here. And my chat can't actually see it. gets really disappointing to see legitimately great VTubers with amazing content get overlooked or
I
ignored
replied to
because they
this.
don't constantly sexualize themselves.
I think I replied to this, actually. Let me pull up my reply.
A lot of people have, and the thing is, and because I retweeted them to say it, is being like overly lewd is not like an instant win condition. Like I said, Hunt, if you post lewds, you risk losing all forms of monetization on some of the most important platforms.
Yep.
PayPal will ban you for lewdness.
Yep.
Ko-fi will ban you for lewdness.
Yep.
Patreon is really specific about what lewdness is allowed.
Blue Sky is apparently cracking down on that now, too. By the way, for all of
Yeah.
you moving over to Blue Sky, be careful. You can't be lewd over there either.
And then the second part was more about Twitter. I was like, it's extremely difficult to do anything lewd because if you don't mark your post as sensitive, you're going to get shadow banned. But if you do mark your post as sensitive, you're going to get deboosted and have your tweets hidden.
Yep.
Like, that's what it is when you try it. Like, people want to be lewd because it's fun, but you literally can't do it on any platform without getting in some kind of trouble. You have to constantly skirt around the edges.
I will say as well, some people want to be lewd because they think it's easy, quick money. And here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about it. Being lewd is quick, easy money, but it is very quick in how long you have to make it. Like, I remember somebody talking about this because it's very, very true. When it comes to being lewd, especially if you're a female and wanting to expose yourself to that space, you really only have so much until you hit the rock. And then that point is downhill. Like for women, it's until they show their first naked picture. And as soon as you do that, once you show that first naked picture, it's all downhill to doing doing other content that requires you to show off more and be more and more. Because I'm sorry to say it, but once you show that one picture, people don't care anymore, and they're gonna move on. They're gonna move on, and so it's just like when it comes to lewd content, yeah, it can give you some quick, easy money, but unless you're constantly changing it up and innovating, people are gonna throw you away. It's just the sad truth.
Yeah, and it's like with
Sorry,
with lewd content and stuff. Oh no, you're fine. It's like with lewd content, it's also a fast track to getting fucking creeps to your DMs and everywhere you go. So it's like, you know, I'm sorry that people are being fucking creepy to you and sending random dick pics, but like, you're pandering to what they want.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always funny when people get upset. Like, they pander to findom stuff, and they're like, why do I get these weird incel-y kind of guys? It's like, do you know what content you make? Have you like considered what kind of person might be into that?
Oh.
Like weird degradation, just give me money and you get nothing kind of content?
See, but Mizu, it's art. All right, degrading myself on the internet for everybody to see is art.
Yeah, but also it's how you make yourself into just an object for people. That's it.
I like being an object. I'm a very expensive object.
Oh my god.
Oh, hi, Tyler.
$5 a pop.
Okay, Tyler said, of
That
course, it's
whale
quick, easy
board.
money. If it wasn't, then we wouldn't have OnlyFans or Fansly. And then he said, God bless it, she said the thing. She said the thing. Which thing, Tyler? Because me and Akko both talked.
It's
Hydrate time, get your sippy sip.
like,
Oh, the art thing.
oh, I mean, like, I will be completely honest with you, chat and the internet. There have been times where I'm like, man, I definitely would get a few more impressions if I showed off specific art, or I threw out things that I liked or whatever. Because there are things that I like that I definitely don't show off to the internet, and I do not plan to show off to the internet because I like being part of the general sphere here. All right, there are some concessions that you have to make when you become part of a business here, and I will not show those off. But there have been times where I'm like, man, if I get to show this off, I would definitely get more impressions, and I would probably get a few hundred more followers. You wanna know how I know that? Because I used to roleplay, and I used to roleplay in spaces with people where whatever there were certain things that you did that got you more followers. I knew all about it, and I used to do it. I don't do it here, but I don't do it here because I like engaging with the business. I like actually making money. I like participating. All right, the most you're gonna see, people make fun of my model all the time and how big it is. All right, I get it. It's funny. We all make jokes about it. I do too. But that's about as hard as it's gonna get, because I don't want somebody to tell me that I'm not marketable because how much skin I show off. All right, that's just the long and skinny of it. Yeah, exactly. It's just the long and skinny of it is, unless you're like Project Melody, where you're willing to do that, or I don't even think Project Melody does much of her special streams anymore. But unless you're willing to be like that for the rest of your life and be shameless, and you've got the money to do that, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all, because it's a very lonely life and it's very sad for a lot of people as well. I don't know. In my personal opinion, go be a Zen. Go be a Zentreya. She's pretty good at just being silly. Zen's a pretty good example, in my opinion, of like etchy but funny.
My Bluetooth headphones are about to die. I need to switch to my Xbox. I will be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
I think what you have to do, and a lot of people don't realize this, and I say this all the time, you have to enjoy what you do. Like, there's nothing wrong with being horny, but if you're only being horny for the money, you're gonna end up in for a rude awakening when you realize you have to, like, pander in such a very specific way to keep that rolling.
Yeah.
But if you're horny because you like it, I think people will stick around more likely, because you're kind of just doing the stuff you want to do and not the stuff you think will attract people. Yeah, you might not get the same mass number of people, but the people you do get will be there more for you and what you're doing than they will, like, for the specific kind of content.
And it's like what I've noticed with the LewTubers who also do IRL lewd stuff and post on their Twitter and then share their links and everything, is that yes, they have more followers, but they're not there for their VTuber content. They're there for their tits.
Oh yeah.
Man, my fans are here for my VTuber content.
Nah, we're here for the femboy. We're here for the femboy chest and only the femboy.
I'm here for your. Yeah, I'm
my
here for
chat
your
mostly
femboy
it's my
tits.
ass.
I mean, I can't see your ass. Actually, hold on, wait. I can see your ass right now. Let me scoot this over and pull you up. Where is it?
I know my chat's seen my IRL ass.
I've seen your IRL ass too, Mizu.
I have not. I'm okay not seeing it though.
It's
Which
quite
Twitter
thick.
do I have to go to see that?
I made Twitter.
Your main?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll always post it with something like trigger warning IRL content or trigger warning immersion break, and then I'll have the picture like marked as sensitive.
It's a rarity, but it's there.
Oh,
I also have a rule that if anybody buys me an outfit on my throne, I will wear it and I will post pictures of it. By the way, chat, the crotchless panties are in. I just have to. I have to sort something out with that.
Wow.
I remember seeing your post about your crotchless panties.
I reopened my throne like for 5 minutes and tweeted out, "Hey guys, I'm reopening my throne. If you want to donate anything, you can. If you buy me clothes, I will wear the clothes." Literally 5 minutes after opening my throne, a viewer of yours has recommended crotchless panties from Victoria's Secret.
That's fucking fantastic.
That's great.
Well, it's obvious they want to see something from you.
Yeah, well, no, I've posted pictures and like I did like a full mini photo shoot for an outfit they bought me from, it's called Moe Flavor, which is a website that does like really cute Japanese outfits, which I can't get it to work right. It's got like reflective material on it, and if you can get the angle of the camera on it just right, it'll light up and it'll make all the bands on it look white, but it's super hard to do. Oh yeah, also
Sounds like you
Big
need a
did buy me.
cameraman.
Big did buy me a Bad Dragon dildo.
Oh my god.
Oh, very good.
It's a horse one.
Of course.
Oh.
Did it come with the tube so you can use the?
It did not come with a squirt tube.
Oh, it didn't come with the squirt tube. What
Oh
about
my
the suction cup?
gosh.
It does not have the suction cup. It's also a little difficult to fit. This is the only reason reason I haven't posted pictures with it is it's a little difficult for me.
I mean,
Gotta do a little more training.
You know,
after doing a little bit of research, I could see why.
Mizu, you remember when you told me that you wanted to go professional?
Yeah.
You can go professional.
Are you going professional in that way?
No.
Professional.
Remember, Mizu was scared to go above small. I'm not scared to go above small. Like, if somebody wants to buy me, unironically, if somebody wants to buy me an XXL, I would love having one of those on my desk. That's hilarious.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
You know the ones I mean? That's literally like a human arm length.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
had to pack one of those when I worked at Amazon.
Oh really?
One of those.
I remember you laughing your ass off as you were telling me that story, Lumi.
Tyler.
Oh
No.
my gosh. Okay,
It is a paperweight.
I have
I
a
would use it as a paperweight, and anytime somebody came into my house, I would be like, "Oh yeah, that's my paperweight." I would show it off to all my guests.
I have
It
a
has to be
funny
a hard one though, so it sticks straight up.
I have a funny story. So I work in the delivery sphere and I talk to UPS people sometimes. And this UPS guy told me one time, he's like, yeah, man, one time I had to deliver a box and I hear a large thud and I look back and 20 dildos are all over the ground. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
No.
And so he's very discreetly putting them back in the box and he makes the delivery. At the end of the workday,
Was there one left in his truck?
he finds one underneath some undelivered boxes and he's like,
Oh,
well,
no.
shit. I guess this one didn't get to its owner.
20. Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh.
Trying to sound like moist critical while talking about a dildo just sounds natural.
Oh,
Alright guys, we're
Mizu.
gonna talk about this 20 missing dildo incident.
This
Mizu,
is
my friend
quite-
Tyler, well, you know Tyler, he said you can use the giant dildo as a self-defense weapon.
I could. That, like, if you get the hard version, I'm pretty sure that would hurt. Cause like even the
Me
one I
don't
got,
have.
the one I got is like the really soft version, and even it, like, it's really like thick and well made because it's a bad dragon and they like custom make everything.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Smack
gosh.
somebody upside the head with that, that would probably hurt.
Oh man.
Like, it's stiff rubber. Stiff rubber will bounce off. If you got a floppy one, you can get a lot more momentum on that and actually smack the fuck out of someone with it.
So I
This
know
is a-
Saints Row tried to answer this question, but if you're gonna beat somebody with a dildo, are you gonna do it with the head or with the balls?
So it depends on if you're going for impact or
Actually,
repeated.
Cyberpunk answered this question too.
Oh yeah, because they have not the penetrator. What's it called? It's called like
The
Mr.
Sir
something.
Stuff.
Hold on.
Sir
Some
Stuff.
stuff.
I literally picked it up. I literally picked it up this morning.
Sir John Philatofist.
Foul stuff. You have to get with Meredith to get it.
Yep.
Okay. Tyler said can't believe Mizu would fight someone with the Bussy Bopper 5
Oh my gosh. What the hell has this evolved into?
I would get that as an asset if I was still doing my lewd streams. I thought about bringing those back, but the website I used to do it on gets everybody in trouble, so I'd have to like move to Fansly or something.
Oh
I mean,
my
you can go
gosh.
to Pomp if you wanted to.
That's where I was, and tons of people streaming there started getting their PayPal's banned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my actual PayPal's banned.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was talking to Rosa about this when she said she made what was it, Fansly, I think. I told her that I would make one to play Corruption of Champions with her and other lewd games and shit on there.
What a pump?
No, Fansly.
Fansly?
Yeah.
The only reason I've avoided Fansly is everybody that uses Fansly mostly is doing like semi-IRL stuff with it. They don't just do like lewd streams. You generally need somebody that's running like a Love Sense or something like that.
I mean,
Or
I
your
could just
stream don't
place
go
that on
anywhere.
my desk, but that's about it.
Oh my
I
goodness.
just want to play Corruption of Champions. Is that so wrong?
Go to Kick. There's a naked masked man who streams from his serial killer basement. I think you'd be good. Are you talking about Ice Poseidon?
Oh god. Fucking Ice Poseidon. I was blissfully
Sorry.
unaware of who the fuck that man was until recently, and I wish I had that ignorance back.
Me and MommaOcco had to teach Lumi who Ice Poseidon was and what IP2 was.
Oh yeah.
I remember joining about like halfway through that stream and being like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, the thing about IP2 is it's not about making content. It's about debasing yourself so people will continue to pay you money so they can continue to watch the trash fire. They don't care about what's happening. They just care if there's a trash fire that they can give money to.
Yeah, donations in IP2 are basically like gasoline, and they're just constantly paying to throw more gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, and the unironic thing is, or well, the sad thing is most people are like, this is horrible, I hate this, but I can't stop looking away, so here's $5.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like Live Leak, but like, you know, you're paying for this. I would rather go back to Live Leak or Best Gore, which is still up, which it's been a while since I checked. Anyways.
You know, what we should have known was the downfall of all internet stuff was when Live Leak now announced they were going to start censoring content.
I mean, they completely shut down in 2013, was it? Or was it
Yeah, before that they announced they were going to start censoring stuff. And then the site died, and then they just shut down completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
what we all
Josh,
should have
how you
known something
doing?
was going to happen.
Well, yeah, because when, what was it, World Stars and Live Leak shut down, that was when everything went to shit.
World Star should just be fucking public fights.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking loved watching public fights and, dash cam crash footage when I was bored and cleaning.
Oh gosh.
I mean, honestly, if you go to Dashcam lessons on YouTube, they actually show that Dashcam stuff.
Remember, got recommended a video on Twitter called Cat in a Blender, and I never looked.
Oh.
Chat, if you haven't done before, and I recommend this for everybody, you can go in your settings and you can turn off video autoplay. I highly recommend everyone turn off video autoplay because a lot of people will abuse that in order to get like a video that has a cute picture to autoplay into something really screwed up and traumatizing. So I've had video autoplay off basically my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, Mizu. Tyler is a fucking genius, like always. He said, "I'm surprised you went in Fishy Tea Time. Technically, the name is actually in works." And he said, should name the podcast Under the Tea.
That could be good.
That's not a bad idea.
We can go
I
with
like
Under
that.
the Tea
Under the tea.
until Disney comes and sues us.
Pretty good. I mean, yeah.
Dude, Disney can fucking fight my little empress.
Honestly, I'd love to get sued by Disney. Do you know how much like benefit that would be? Just like, because all we have to do to like use them is to change the name, and we'd get like our name in big letters like the Disney Corporation sues small stream on CNN.
We
Oh,
get so
CNN
many eyes on our shit.
CNN would not love any of us.
Oh yeah, they'd hate us.
Actually, no, it would be on
Disney
Fox.
sues femboy.
Fox News.
It would be front page of Fox News. Censorship
if we
has
were-
gone too far for Disney.
I guess if we were on CNN, it'd be like Disney protects their brand by suing transphobic, homophobic streamers.
Even though that's none of what we are.
That by CNN would be so fucking funny considering what they are.
The mermaids are turning the friggin' frogs gay. Thanks, Tyler.
They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Do you
It's
understand
wild that
me?
he was right about that. That like screwed up my worldview when I learned
Okay.
Good.
Okay, it would be fucking hilarious if somehow our podcast got popular enough and Joe Rogan was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna talk to a bunch of cartoon characters."
Yeah,
Oh,
that
no,
would be
Joe
funny.
Rogan.
Imagine like Joe Rogan opening that fucking podcast. Today, everyone, we're gonna talk to a bunch of PNG tubers from the Twitter sphere. They may be transphobic, they may be not. Find out today.
No, my chat made a joke about this because I linked a Spotify post I had made, and they said, "Oh, you know, like Joe Rogan is like partnered with Spotify. When are you gonna stream with him?"
Oh, Tyler said, I mean, Joe Rogan did a furry podcast. You know what? It's possible we could get on Joe Rogan.
I would kill to stream with Joe Rogan.
That would be
Not even from like a popularity thing. Like,
Yeah.
Joe just legitimately seems like a chill guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
He's a
Like-
fun dude when he's not indulging in the weird shit that people are talking about.
Well, I think a lot of people forget that Joe Rogan is like a habitual pot smoker. So anytime
Yeah.
he says something, they think he's like 1,000% dead serious about it. And it's like, no, you have to understand, Joe is high off his rear like 99% of the time. Like he's smoking during the streams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
Tyler
never-
said when
I'll
he's
never
not on Tyler said when he's not going on a fucking DMT rant, he's great.
Yeah. No, the DMT rants are pretty good too. Like they're just so meme worthy. They remind me of the
Yeah.
Alex Jones rants. Whenever
Alex
he likes to
Jones
talk about
is
lizard
quality.
people.
I
Yeah.
actually liked watching Joe Rogan's comedy specials. They were actually pretty fucking funny.
I've honestly not seen him.
You should. I think they're still on Netflix.
Sometimes that's what
There's
the need
another
is to
VTuber
tolerate.
trying to get on Joe Rogan. That's interesting. We're not completely
Really?
serious. We're just saying we'd take the offer if it was gifted.
Oh no, yeah, we don't. We're not gonna
joking.
say. Listen, after week 1 of us trying to run this podcast, we've already had a pretty high note to start off on. It's only gonna go
Yeah.
up from here.
Oh yeah, no, we're enjoying the podcast, and we like that you guys are showing up and enjoying it too.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, I agree on that.
You guys are wanting to interpret, or fucking, what's the word? It's not interpret. With the special guest feature that you guys are trying to put in, it's actually a lot. It's probably going to get a lot more snowbally once you get bigger names and, you know, people who actually enjoy the topics and talking about stuff like this, and who agrees with you or disagrees with you, depending.
Oh, I agree.
God,
Well,
the
yeah.
Marina stream was so popular.
It was.
Yeah.
It was just her
Like it-
followers coming in to call me a pedophile.
Well,
Yeah,
it
most
was
likely.
it was chaotic. It was unplanned. I was scared, but I think it may have been messy as shit, but I think it was a good foot forward in terms of what we want to do, and plus, you know, gives us an idea on how to clean things up a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
10 weeks from now, podcast runs out of subjects. Oh no. Like everything we talked about today, most of it was like from the last 3 days.
Oh yeah, that's the funny. That's the cool thing about podcasts, especially if you're going to talk about things that are just around you. Topics will be there forever. We will never run out of things to talk about, because I could go on the VTuber trending tab right now and find you 3 or 4 stories of people calling out other people, because everybody in the VTuber sphere, besides us obviously, are full of spiteful, angry people. And we will never run out of content for that express purpose. Also, thank you for telling me that you like me because I play Destiny.
Well, you can also just drag stuff out sometimes, like, because I tried to keep us moving through a couple topics tonight, but if we wanted, we could have sat on some of these topics for hours.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
like we.
Yeah, but like, there's always someone saying or doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
like, honestly, if we wanted to open the floodgates for other topics and stuff, like topics that we don't want to talk about, but if we open those floodgates, oh boy, we would have endless fucking content.
Yeah,
But I think the VTuber sphere is going to be plenty, and if we want to go back and fucking talk about things from a few years ago, we could do that too.
Yeah, I think a good example is, I don't know how many people know of the commentary sphere, you know, with the commentary people that just talk about the drama that happens on YouTube. There really isn't a VTuber equivalent of that. You got people like FalseEyed who just tells the news. That's not really commentary. That's just repeating what is said around. There really is not a podcast where there are VTubers talking about VTuber drama like that. Not yet, at least. So I think it would be a good idea to say that that's what we would like to be. We would like to be the commentary VTubers of VTubers. And I feel like it's pretty easy to do.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've had this idea for a couple of years, and I threw it around with Ryan. And I even have, it's even on my my YouTube. One of my oldest videos is called like the VTuber Tea Time. Is one of the first videos I ever put out, and it was talking about Samurai and somebody else. The video actually did very well at the time, but I really wanted people to do it with, and I could never get somebody that was willing to be consistent, for one, and then the second part was willing to talk about trauma, because everybody would like get really flaky immediately and be like, oh, we're talking about other people. It's like, yes, we're going to talk about other people and what they're doing and what they're saying. They're like, oh, we don't talk about other people. They're gonna get mad.
Does
I don't
Rev?
care.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to do this for a while, and you've probably seen that I've been slowly trying to do this as well. And it's just the thing that kind of gets me when it comes to drama and all that stuff is you see all those VTubers saying, oh my gosh, why is there so much drama on the VTuber sphere and why do people talk about it? Because everybody wants to talk about it. We're just the people that have the excuse me for saying this, the cojones, or maybe the wits, or maybe the balls to actually talk about it and be unashamed to saying, yeah, we're going to talk about this drama. All right, a lot of the people that complain about this stuff or throw out their morals, all right, there's a word that I could throw in about it, but I won't. But the people that throw out their morals and say, oh my gosh, you're so bad for talking about drama, they are the exact same people that will gladly talk about this as well. They're just not willing to say it out loud. We are.
They always say it in public.
We are.
And I've always said it's not that people don't like drama. I think everybody to some degree likes drama. Nobody wants to be involved in drama.
No.
It's like,
it's fun to listen and talk about it, but it's fucking terrible to be involved in it.
Yeah, and it's like Tyler Rev does talk about some VTuber drama, but I think what Mizu means is like talking about VTuber drama with, like, you know, not just one person's perspective on it. It's like, you know, multiple people having their own, like, hey, do you agree with this? Yeah, or hey, I don't agree with this. How about we talk about it? Shit like that.
I think
Is that what this whole thing is supposed to be about?
Yes.
Yeah. But we'll have people on to talk, like, if they want to talk about their drama.
Yeah.
We didn't mind having Marine on. Oh, thank you for the bits.
Oh yeah, I would love to, like, actually have more people. Marina was a great, like, you know, we weren't as prepared as we necessarily wanted to be, and people won't let me live that down, weirdly. But
She still hates me.
that's fine.
Why won't people?
It is what it is.
Why won't people let you live down being suddenly approached by the subject of a topic?
No,
when you
people.
weren't expecting to be approached by that person?
The
Everybody
issue.
thinks Oko is way too light on Marina.
Well, people think I'm too middle of the road, and I would say that I was light because I knew nothing and I just wasn't willing to let one opinion be told to me. I understand how that might look, but
They called her a fence-sitting pansy.
people have to understand, literally, I did not know much about Marina before that. All I knew was that Marina was an attention seeker, and I was like, okay, I don't like attention seekers. But then when I saw things being explained, I was like, okay, I realized I don't actually know anything. And because I don't actually know anything, I really can't say yay or nay. And I can understand. It's just, I feel like I have to do due diligence and be like, I would like to see both sides of the story before I make an opinion. And now I have a bit more of an informed opinion.
And also, like, no matter where you go, there's always going to be people who want to be in the middle. Because, like, you know, me, for most things, I will be in the middle unless I have, you know, an all-around, like, you know, have information of both sides so I can form a proper opinion. But for most things, I don't care if I'm called a fence sitter. I will sit on this fence, I will drink my tea, and I will watch both sides fucking burn.
Yeah,
Guys, because chat has paid for it. What are your opinions on opossums?
On possums?
I fucking love opossums, they're adorable.
Alright, that's one vote for opossum.
Aren't they considered rodents?
About, like, yes, they are considered rodents.
Okay.
But are we talking like the American possums or the really cute Australian possums?
I didn't know there were Australian possums.
There are
but I
cute
would
things
argue
that come off.
American ones are pretty cute.
There are cute animals that come out of Australia besides kangaroos and koalas.
Yeah, look up the Australian koala, or not Australian koala, the Australian possum. It's so fucking cute.
There's only one kind of koala, and it's the Australian variant.
Well, there's also drop bears. You can't forget the drop bears.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're okay. I don't really know much about them.
But I will say that opossums are adorable and I like them. Apparently in America they are opossums, but in Australia they typically just call them possums.
I'm still gonna just call them possums.
Yeah.
Listen, the American
like,
language, the English language is full of weird words, Bomb and tomb are spelled almost exactly the same way, but they are not said the exact same way. So I will pronounce things however the English language wants me to, all right?
I've seen that exact same bit on TikTok.
Yeah, it's a good bit because
Yeah,
it's
I've seen it
true.
Why isn't bomb pronounced a boom? You motherfucker.
It's
I think
true.
my favorite part, though, is like when British people try and make fun of American spelling, and it's like, you know, we got it from you, right? Like, you know, half of this is yours too. Like, I don't know why you're making fun of me. Like, you speak the same language, but with a funny accent.
Exactly. And you refuse to put your tea bags in the microwave. If you ever want to offend, if you ever want to offend a British person, just put tea in the microwave and serve it to them.
No, if you just want to offend a British person, just say anything about a license.
You ain't got a license for that TV, mate.
License.
Oh
They
my god.
immediately freak out. They're like, well, at least our kids aren't shot while doing the maths and stuff.
At
It's
least
like,
I don't have a
okay, you're
license.
mad. As soon as you break that out, you know you're mad.
Like, that's their only go-to thing, and that's fucking hilarious.
For everything,
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, Americans only have one joke. No, we have many jokes about you. Trust me, I've got a dictionary. Give me a second.
We
I've been
published a
keeping a list.
dictionary. It was written also by British people.
British and American language difference is like they like to make fun of us for saying and spelling words differently. Yet their language, we got our language and spelling from them, but they also forget that they stole their language and spelling from the Latin America. So
So are
Or
we
it's just
really making
everybody
fun of
giving
Latin
everyone-
American people?
Oh, yeah.
no, I'm not
fucking-
saying I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying that the British language is also stolen from Latin America.
Yeah.
Okay, you know how we say aluminum is aluminum? I guess British people say aluminium.
Yeah, and they
Oh, did
say
you
it.
not know that?
Listen, you
I
say it
didn't know
wrong.
that.
All right, all right. I'm gonna eat my microphone to tell you. You say it wrong.
Oh, Tyler just said, Danny, the fuck did you just say?
My
I
favorite
don't know
is,
what he's referring to.
British people get mad that we removed the U from like a billion different words that didn't need a U in them.
Oh, like,
Like
favorite
color?
and color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, why'd you take the U out? It's like, why'd you put the U in?
Exactly.
there?
I think it's like a French thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Now we're
That
getting
was
into.
English stolen from Latin Americans. Not Latin Americans. Latin.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
misspoke. I meant to say just
Yeah.
Latin in general, but American came out afterwards. That's all.
Yeah, so English is originally based off
Ooh,
Latin,
that is a nice.
and a lot of our words do have Latin roots
Ooh.
for them.
Yeah,
Most of
Yes.
them.
that is a nice fashion right there.
My life was changed when I found out aluminum, how American pronounce it, is correct, and how the discoverer wanted it. It was later changed to the British. Oh, so this is a funny thing, because they are correct. You are supposed to say it aluminum, but there was a time where like the British people were getting so annoyed with Americans, they started pronouncing their own words.
What? Oh. Hello? Uh-oh.
To it because they're like, we're different than the dirty, uneducated Americans.
I think
What
my
the fuck?
I think my stream just died there for a moment. Am I still live?
Oh shit.
Can you guys hear me?
It sounds so different from other Latin descendant language. It is. It's a very complex topic that somebody that has a degree in linguistics would have to go over. But yeah, most of English has Latin roots.
Can you guys hear
I'm
me?
pretty sure all of English is.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
If I
It's just-
recall, like English is a coalescence of Latin and Spanish, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, and anyone can correct me on that, but I believe it is Spanish and Latin combined.
See,
English is the mutt of languages.
it's very true. I'm still live. Good, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Fun fact about opossums: rabies has a very hard time surviving in opossums, making them very unlikely to have it. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, their body temperature is too low.
I really hate rabies as a disease because it makes a lot of otherwise cute forest creatures dangerous to be near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do raccoons have to be able to get rabies? They're adorable. They look like little bandits.
And then they want to murder you for bothering them digging in your trash.
Actually, it's a weird thing, like, I guess, where I live, where a lot of times we really aren't that scared of most forest creatures. And I guess because there is, like, such a middle ground of civilization and forest where I live that a lot of forest creatures are kind of attuned to humans, so they're not generally too like offensive about stuff, unless they have babies. If they have babies, they might be a little more angry.
I think it's also that the fact that we've been, as a society, we've been heavily desensitized by the people who really want to fuck the cryptids.
You know what? You don't have to call me out like that.
I
That
am
Wendigo
explicitly
see?
calling you out here, let me.
Shut up.
Lumi, you called yourself out by saying that there.
Yeah.
Everybody who knows me knows I want to fuck the cryptids. Everybody who knows me knows. Cryptids, yes. The monsters, the cryptids.
The ribbits.
People who know me knows.
Ribbits.
Cryptids, is that a disabled
What,
gang
Tyler?
member?
Oh my god. Okay. That's so mean.
I hate
You know what?
Dude, that's so fucking.
Hold on. Is that the subsection of the Crips who are crippled?
I've already seen that South Park episode. Those are just the Crips.
Oh my gosh. I can't
Have you
get
seen
mad
that South
because
Park episode?
I have not seen any South Park, I'll be honest with you.
We're gonna have to sit and watch South Park, Ago.
I know.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
there's
fantastic.
two disabled kids in South Park. They hear about the Crips and they're like, "Hey, there's a club just for crippled people."
Oh my god. Jimmy and Timmy are the fucking best. They're my favorite.
What's best is they end up getting to join the Crips because they're like, "You gotta punk some bloods, brother," and they gotta do it. And they think they're supposed to just like go tell them jokes or something, but they're in the middle of the road and a truck has to swerve to not hit the two crippled kids,
Oh,
and immediately
no.
runs into all the bloods and just kills them all.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they just come back and they're like, "You did it! You killed them all!" And they're like, "Oh, we were supposed to do that? Alright.
Oh,
Does this mean we get to join the Crips now?"
that's so fucking funny. What the hell?
It's great. It's fucking great.
Jimmy saying the N-word with his stutter and his lisp will never not be hilarious.
That and
Oh.
when Jimmy was on
That's funny.
remember when Jimmy was all roided up
Yeah,
for the fucking Cripple Olympics?
the Special Olympics.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then the fucking Cartman was pretending to have what? Down syndrome and Tourette's or some shit like that.
I'll be
No,
honest,
he
you
was
could
just
have.
pretending to be special. But he didn't even know what it was at that point. Because when
Yeah.
the judge asked him what his disability is, he says, "How am I supposed to know? I'm R-worded."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, how far over did you go? Oh.
There is another episode where he pretends to have Tourette's, and he eventually does actually get Tourette's. And that episode has gotten an honorary award for the Americans with Tourette's Foundation for being like a good example of how their community can be treated sometimes, and how some people tend to view Tourette's when it's not necessarily how it really is for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Park has a lot of positive rep for disabled people. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Like,
funny.
People like to shit on South Park for being offensive and all that stuff, but it has some really good episodes with really decent representation.
Remember the episode when the showrunners were like, "Hey, artists, make your best Craig and Tweak fan art."
I don't know, my favorite episode is the fact that there's an episode where they got PewDiePie on to be the savior of the world.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
good.
Not even like an animation of PewDiePie. It's literally just PewDiePie in human form in their world. And he's
Yeah.
literally the savior of the planet at one point.
I still like the episode that, what was it? It was, well, the super best friend episodes were great too, but when all of them were fucking superheroes, I forgot what the coon arc.
Also, I guess this is a question for the whole chat since we're all part fish. Do you like fish sticks?
I am a bunny.
It depends.
You're a fish now.
It depends on who makes it.
I'm a bunny fish.
Depends on who makes
Depends.
it.
There's some pretty
Yeah.
gnarly fish sticks that you can eat.
Alright, chat, I'm gonna
McDonald's.
say it. Fish are friends, not food.
No. As an octopus, my primary food is shrimp and smaller fishes from the Pacific. I will eat whatever tastes good.
Unironically, I can't eat fish. It makes me sick.
Oh, are you allergic?
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
That sucks.
Even like something as small as fish sticks tends to make me feel ill.
Even sushi?
Oh.
Sorry, what?
Even sushi?
Even sushi.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. I just had
that
sushi
sucks.
tonight.
Man,
Rose says he's
how are you a
he will eat
fish?
fish.
How are you? Yes, you will.
To be fair, I'm technically a trident.
I was
Very
about to
nuts.
say he's pescatarian, but that's not how that works.
Yeah, pescatarian is the opposite.
Exactly. You could just say that you're a regular meat eater.
Well, I'm an
Alright,
omnivore.
Omnivore.
Who says you can't eat your friends? Ted Bundy? No!
Chat says I'm
Oh, I
a reverse
love that.
pescatarian.
I do like fish sticks, but as Akko said, it depends on the brand and whatnot.
Yeah.
So why is eating fish not considered vegan?
I.
It is
Or why is it considered vegan? So
Vegan.
something that's always thrown me off is if you are vegan, you can eat fish.
But it's a meat.
Mizu was
No,
kicked
it's
from
not
fish
any.
when for being allergic to fish.
That defeats the whole purpose of vegan, right? Because well, vegetarian slash vegan, same fucking thing essentially. One's just more radical than the other. But like the whole point of being vegetarian slash vegan is not eating meat, and fish is a type of meat.
Yeah, so I guess I will clarify that for chat. I believe vegetarian, you are allowed to eat fish. For vegan, you can't consume or use any animal product, point blank.
And
Which
fish
also includes
doesn't-
anything with like fat and stuff in it, or wool coats.
What? Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
if
could
you were
not be vegan. I could not.
Vegan is not a dietary restriction, vegan is a lifestyle. You have to not just eat no animal byproducts, you can't wear anything that was made from an animal, you can't use any products that included animal parts in it.
Very expensive lifestyle too.
Oh, it's not even just a very
Like I
expensive
said,
lifestyle, it's a
they're
very...
the same thing. One is just more radical than the other.
It's also
Oh
something that
shit!
it becomes very difficult to actually go through with when you realize how much just regular stuff has some level of animal product in it.
Yeah.
Hey
it's-
guys,
Yeah.
and there's an update from Akio Air from like 10 minutes ago.
Wait, really?
Oh,
Oh man, can we?
Every single talent except for the dolphin and Nofi are gone.
What?
No fucking shot.
You're kidding
Dude.
me.
Hold on here. I'll get you the link, Mizu, so you can pull it up on your stream.
I'm on their page.
Really quickly, for people that don't know, can we recap this drama for people?
Akio Air, the agency that thought it was a very good idea to hire a minor that is going by her past lives, would be 16 right now.
Their like pinned tweet now is their update, and it's literally just those two. For chat that you didn't get to see it, this is the same like debut screen they used originally for the other talents. There was an entire row of girls on this.
Okay, Treya, Vix, Chio, and Orient, or whatever, debut date at this time are to be determined and will be released at a later date. Considering the circumstances and health issues, we decided to delay their debut. Dude, no, you're going to be recruiting new talents to fill in for these girls. Because two of them
Both issues.
two of them are active on their old accounts.
Nightfall and thanks for dropping by.
I don't know the other girls' accounts. I only know of two of them. I am going to have to look that. If I can find information on them, I'll update you guys later.
Chat
But-
says Wait was 16. I thought she was almost 18. At the absolute oldest, giving all the information I know, she is freshly 17.
Well,
The,
she.
the oldest
what
giving
I
the
know,
information we have.
the oldest giving the information that we have is 16, but she should be 17. Anywhere between November and January.
Okay, so not there yet. But yeah, no,
Not
she
there
is
yet.
definitely not close to 18.
No.
Nope.
And
Not
they definitely
really.
hired her when she was 16 or younger.
Her first agency she was in, she auditioned when she was 14 and got in when she was 15.
It's so weird hiring a talent like that. You know, everybody thought that. Literally everyone told them it was a bad idea, and their 200 IQ big brain response was, it would be discrimination to turn her away because of her age. It's like,
Age
No, it wasn't.
discrimination.
No,
it's
it
like that's some age
wouldn't.
is just a number stuff right there.
Alright, so now that I'm back, you said that almost all of the talent except for 2 people left?
Well, their claim is Tara, Vix, Chio, and Orion, the other 4 girls that were supposed to debut with them, at this time are to be determined and will be released at a later date. Considering the circumstances and health issues, we decided to delay their debut until they are ready once again. Based on the
AKA
information we
yeah.
received originally, these girls were waiting for the debut to quit and
Yep.
just leave completely. So it's very likely they are actually gone, and they are currently looking for new talent to just take over the models.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And what sucks is that these girls, as per the audition terms and stuff, they got to design these characters, so they're giving up characters that they designed.
Yep.
No, that takes some balls to do, and I applaud them for that.
I think it was also stated that one of you pointed out that one of the girls that was originally supposed to do this showed up on one of her old accounts and said, "Hey guys, I'm coming back."
2 of them showed up
2
on
of
their old
them?
accounts
Okay.
and are planning return streams soon.
One of them
One of
didn't
them-
originally say anything about a return stream. She said
Yeah.
she had come back and she hadn't posted for like a full year, and she just says something like, "I'm so tired, guys," or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's all she said. Like, and it was pretty clear it was her that was debuting with them, and it was very obvious she was not happy with whatever was going on.
It's like, I'm just, like, my main question, well, I'm sure we already know the answer to this question. They probably had no fucking idea how old Nofi was.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, the talents or the agency?
The talents.
No, yeah.
The agency knew.
Oh, the agency knew, obviously.
Oh yeah,
What's
for sure.
wild is the girl that's still debuting, Azuri, is the one who leaked everything on 4chan.
Really?
Yeah, she's the one that posted on 4chan. Okay, I'm going to give her this. I'm sure she's waiting for a good time to leave and might be getting more information, honestly.
She definitely
is
has a strat.
Smart. Yeah.
Because she was not happy in her 4chan post, and the only reason we know it's her is because the person who was leaking to 4chan posted a preview of the model, and it was her
Before it
model.
was officially released, yeah.
So it would have to be somebody that had direct access to her model, but she claimed to be the actual talent. At absolute best, it would have to be either the artist or somebody on like her management team. Like that's the best case scenario for the company, which I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it was just her.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if we'll ever know, but I'm willing to believe it. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty down thinking it's just her. I love that everybody else is gone for now.
Good for them, honestly. And I'm honestly gonna be... I'm not gonna watch the full debuts, but I'm gonna be keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, I definitely would.
The 2 others that have been working on this with me are also gonna be keeping an eye on it as well.
Did they only originally have 4 members?
They had, I think, 5. I think
So they might
5?
have lost one of the originals too. Because they only have 4 members listed anymore for their Gen 1.
Man, one of my my mods says, "I'll never forget. We were at dinner at Olive Garden with vegetarian clients, and my mom kept telling them how best to make steaks repeatedly. It was hilarious. It's awesome. My mod's mother is a boss, basically. She She kind of hates everybody, but she because of that, it's really funny to watch her go at other people.
Oh, so I kind of wanted to make fun of this because
Yeah, how long this
FalseEyed
strike
brought
was.
it up with VShojo's bringing in a new talent. And when are people gonna realize that VShojo only holds auditions so they can have this look of an independent VTuber company?
Oh yeah,
When in
no,
reality, they're
Yeah.
only ever gonna hire people that are already independently successful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that people don't see that yet, but like it's very obvious from somebody that's like smart enough to see they only hire people that are successful. And the fact that people are like, oh, maybe I can make it, no, not unless you're successful already, buddy. It's very
Yeah, they don't
obvious.
Yeah. It's like they hold auditions for formality, but they already know who they want to hire.
No, yeah, and that's
Which
fine.
means they
I mean,
lie about it.
it's fine that they know who they want, but come on, can you really have to not tell somebody? It'd be nice to just like not keep people holding them on by the. That's like very scummy to do.
Yeah, and it made it even worse when their auditions were being used to dox people, and they just didn't want
Yeah.
to tell anybody. Like, so first off, you're holding these fake auditions that you know you're never going to reply to anybody that sends you in a message, and then people are getting doxxed because they're using your fake auditions as a cover, and you're not going to tell anybody that it's happening or warn them about it.
It's like it's bad when I have more respect for Niji Sanji because they actually recruit smaller people, as far as I know. But I hate their business strategies so much.
Yeah,
Neither should
I
show.
know not a lot about them. I just know that they're weird.
And they give their talent 2% of profits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the extent of what I know actually.
Yeah, that's about all I know too. It's like what I know of them. They will hire smaller people, but they shotgun it and hire too many until people decide to quit, or they force people to graduate.
And that sucks.
Yeah, it's one of them things. Honestly, before I met you and shit, I was thinking of submitting an audition to Niji Sanji, and then I
Oh.
seen what the fuck was going on, and then I'm like,
Thank God you
nah,
didn't.
Never mind. I know.
Thank God you didn't.
But
I know,
will
now-
say, chat, Iron Mouse did not get Nux harassed. Iron Mouse, I think, is one of the only. I think there was 2 girls from VShojo that did not harass Nux, and Iron Mouse was one of them.
Wasn't it Iron Mouse and Zentrea that didn't harass Nux?
Zentrea didn't harass, but she did take some shots, which probably contributed to the problem. I
It's like
forget. There was
I don't
one
know
girl
much.
who was the real big issue out of all of them.
Wasn't that Nanners? Yeah, Tyler, that was Nanners.
I don't think it was Yandere that was the big problem, but she was definitely helping to contribute a lot. It was Melody, yeah.
Melody?
Was it really
Yeah.
Melody?
Melody and Fruit. So one of the reasons it was Melody was because Melody was actually in the discussion with him, with Nux. So she knew the truth, but she still threw him under the bus as soon as the other girls got mad at him.
It's like, okay, I don't know
Melody,
much
Fruit,
about
and Vebe. It was those 3.
I don't know much about the VShojo girls, but as far as I know, Zentrea and Iron Mouse are like the only ones that aren't absolute funky cunt muffins.
Yeah.
Zentrea just doesn't interact with anybody.
No. Oh shoot, my
They're
mouse is
very
about to die.
closed off in themselves.
I'm waiting for Ant and her new episode of the shit show. I want it to be Neanders next. Her and her hypocritical fucking bitch ass and whatever.
What's wrong with Nanners again? Isn't she? Is she the
She made the
4chan?
Lolicon anthem.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So she's the 4chan girl.
yeah.
Yep. And then she threw her audience under the bus, called them fucking creeps and pedophiles, and then went to the top. And you know, money talks. Money changes people.
Yes, it
or more
does.
so. makes people show who they actually are.
She tried to say in her Discord before that 4chan groomed her into doing stuff. It's like, shut
Girl,
up.
you were posting things willingly at what, 16, 17 years old? Maybe younger? I don't remember.
Her evidence was basically like she got attention from them when she did it, therefore they were grooming her by positive reinforcement, which is not how grooming works.
If that's the case, then my friends all groomed me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I need to expose all my friends.
Melody shot herself in the foot when she stopped doing lewd stuff and started deciding she wanted to be a political tuber, which did not go over well at all.
I didn't even know she started talking politics.
Wait, Melody did?
That was during the last election cycle.
Oh.
She like immediately had cut all of her lewd stuff, and she's like, "We need to talk about politics because I'm a very important person, so my opinion on politics matters a lot."
No, it doesn't.
You show your virtual hole on stream for money, my
You're
lady.
a whore.
Oh.
Your opinion does not matter.
Just like minors, their opinions don't matter
All right,
either.
let me say this. I don't care who hears it. If you are a whore or you are a minor, I do not care about your political opinion because guess what? Both of them are underdeveloped. Both of them are underdeveloped.
Zoned out for 2 minutes, and then when I finally zone back in, all I hear is Akko say, "If you're a whore, I don't want to hear it."
I'm sorry. It's just, I'm sick and tired of people saying, because I have my platform, my excellence, I have to tell you guys what you're supposed to think. I don't want to hear what you have to think. I don't care. Because guess what? Most of the people that have that money and have that Gucci lifestyle, they are scumbags, and they were scumbags to get their money. There are very few people that actually got their money the right way. And so because of that, I listen to you a lot less.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler said whores belong in the bedroom, not in the political sphere, which, yes, that's very true.
I don't know, did you guys see this that I tweeted about earlier today? Or early on in the day?
I was about to say, you tweeted a lot of things, Maisie. You're gonna have to narrow that down.
Fair. This is the first thing I tweeted today was this VTuber who just tweeted a picture of the Drink Poggers account, like blocking them, and I said, "I think them harassing me is at an end." Or I mean, oh no. Anyway, as like, really? Like, cause I have an affiliate code with them, so I was like, are they harassing people? Did I sign up with the wrong crap? So I go down their tweet list, and they say, oh, somebody asked them what do they do? Like, harassed me and my friends to partner with them. And I was like,
It's like, honestly, I don't like the like the Drink Poggers because one, it seems like a very questionable, honestly. There's better energy drinks to be partnered by. And also, like,
Cough, Ghost, cough, please sponsor us, Ghost.
the fact that Poggers will literally sponsor anybody, I'm sorry, Mizu, but I think if they seen a rat turd on the side of the street, they'd probably give it an affiliate code too.
I actually don't have a problem with that. I think more businesses should probably just allow any creators an affiliate code. I know Amazon basically does. I think as far as affiliates go, more businesses should probably just kind of let anybody sign up. Because, like, you're making money, I'm making money, we're all happy.
My only problem with affiliate stuff is, like, I really wish the people that give them out wouldn't lie and say, oh, you're partnered. Affiliate codes aren't real partnerships. Partnerships are when you actually make money. Affiliate codes are, hey, you want to shill our product for the possibility of getting a little bit of money?
Yeah, Poggers, I think, has always been upfront with it being an affiliate. But somebody tweeted another company earlier today, which I had not heard of before. It wasn't like GamerSups or Glitch or anything we've talked about before. I literally never heard of the company before. It had a weird name. And they were advertising it as sponsorships. And then they wouldn't even tell you it was an affiliate thing until you were already signed up. And they'd be like, oh, here's your affiliate code.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like, but you told me it was a sponsorship.
Because like those are two very different brands. Is it G Fuel or Gamer Subs? Because I believe that one of them was called out for doing something like that.
Yeah, somebody actually tweeted the original Poggers email they got from me as a joke because evidence of them harassing me. And they do say, "Hi Kotatsu, I'm Vern from Poggers. We'd love to discuss becoming an affiliate." So they do upfront say affiliate.
That's better than nothing.
I'd have to go through like my actual message that they sent me and see like, because I had a long discussion with them. I asked them a bunch of questions about it, which is why I decided to go with it. By the way, guys, if you ever get an offer for any affiliate or sponsor, like as a direct connection that's not just through an outside company, ask questions. Like, all kinds of questions. What the product is, how much it is, what they expect from you, what they're giving, like, your fans for it. One of the big ones I asked them was, can you give me a link to a sample product to buy so I can try it before I agree? And they agreed to that, and I didn't contact them for like another week because I actually wanted to try the product and see if I liked it. So always try to do that. Always try and at least get a sample or some part of the product before you just start promoting it to your followers.
I agree.
Yeah. And also, I just noticed what time it was, and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's
Oh, you do?
1:20.
I'm so sorry.
I do. It's okay. I mean, I work weekdays, and it's like, you know, I figured, you know, you know, we all thought that this podcast was going to be a short thing, but, you know,
Never is.
Not.
Never is.
But I think if we all have time on Sunday, depending on how these Accio Air debuts go, we can do a quick Accio Air special on Sunday, just like a little thing.
We'll see. We'll see.
May as well do it while it's fresh before Mr. FalseEyed gets his grubby little hands on it.
Oh my gosh. He is gonna block all of us for sure.
Accio Air special, but little did this crew know it's going to take a 5-hour stream.
Oh, please
It's
no.
Sunday, so
I
it'll be
work on
fine.
Mondays.
But before we dip out, I will say for MommaOcco, because I know you've had people calling you a fence sitter a lot. Oni Ito says, I will need to start clipping Splatoon Girl if she keeps giving out more based takes.
Oh.
So you have won parts of chat over. You are no longer the annoying fence sitter that no one likes.
Sweet. No, I don't. Here's the thing. I think it's important to state, like, yeah, there's a lot that Marina does that I don't particularly like. I personally think that a lot of it is she doesn't recognize. Some people will probably disagree with me on that, but I think a lot of the stuff is unfortunately self-inflicted that she could stop if she just doesn't engage. I've even told her, you probably shouldn't engage, because if you don't engage, it goes away. So I don't know. I was more neutral on it because I just didn't know. But now that I do know, it's just like, yeah, don't engage. I know how
Does
trolls
everyone
work. Don't
ignore
engage.
everything?
Yeah.
No, I find her on Twitter. My chat would like your Twitter. I'll pick it up.
My Twitter,
It's like-
it's just at MommaOcco. Same, and my Twitter is the same as all of my social media. You can do at MommaOcco. You will find me everywhere on the internet.
Everyone find her 4chan account.
I don't have a
and
4chan account though.
Oh boy.
Find her
Someone's
Reddit.
gonna find the wrong account one day.
I
Just what? Okay.
might have a Reddit.
Okay, big question. You got a fur affinity?
No, I considered it, but I figured
Okay.
that was a bad idea. If I do, it's under a private name. You'll never find it.
It's actually just
That's not a no.
Big
MommaOcco.
worshiper, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
I have a fur affinity, but you guys will never find it.
No,
I have
I
an F-list too.
I don't make accounts on.
I have an F-list too.
I don't make accounts on specific websites like that just because it's not something that I want people to find. If I do, it's under a no-name email, under no-name details that I don't want associated with me.
I have a sad
Fair enough.
pandas too.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
I don't know. I just feel like those are the kinds of things where it's like that is private stuff that if I wanted to do, I wouldn't throw it out in the public. But that's just me. That's just me.
Okay,
Throw it in. Some people
so
throw it in
as
public just
as
to,
an
like, get attention
ex
from it.
as an ex role player, you have an F list somewhere, don't you, Akko?
I might have, but it is not under that name because by the time I started using MommaOcco as my online identity, I stopped using those kinds of sites for those kinds of things.
By the way, chat, the bunny is Danny. He is one of our friends.
Yes.
He does not stream though.
Yeah, to answer your chat really quick, I don't stream the stuff like this because like I don't have the ability to do that because my computer is broken, but I am trying to get my foot in the door on Twitch by streaming Gears of War from the Xbox. Like there's like no face cam, no like PNG or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the foot in the door to have a little bit of thing going for when I do get my PC up and working.
There you go.
It's also riding my fishtail, and in my stream, every single stream.
Not every
Yeah.
stream.
Someone's gotta.
Most
someone's
streams.
gotta
Most
do the-
streams.
Yeah, most streams. Someone's
Most
gotta do the
streams.
commentary for her.
Oh,
He really is, and I'd know a thing or two about riding your fishtail.
Ayo.
Oh yeah, for tomorrow, Akko, do you want it to just be me and you on Chia Thieves, or would you like Danny to join along so we can have a brig and another experienced person that's just not me?
We can talk about that, but I don't really have any
Okay.
issues about that. I mean, like inviting other personalities to do it with us is fine with me.
Hey, not Tyler. Fuck you, Tyler. Hey,
That says you
Danny.
have premium Twitch content. Gears voice only premium content.
Yeah.
Danny,
I
I
mean,
do some Chia Thieves.
yeah, sure. You know what? Whenever we do like Sea of Thieves and all this stuff, I'll start streaming from the Xbox as well.
Do
Just to have
it.
like a
Good.
perspective if people want to watch that.
Okay.
Sweet.
But yes, to respond to that person that music was just quoting, yes, it is technically voice only, but it's also the game. So, you know, come and hang out if you ever want to. So I can add /Twitch, whatever.
There you go.
Stream Uno.
Wait, that's Saturday? Oh, that's right. So it's tonight.
Uno.
It's tonight, Lumi, not tomorrow.
Tonight.
It's 1:30.
Whatever.
I know it's tired. We gotta go to bed soon. But
Wait, Tyler, it's your birthday? Oh my
It's
god,
another
you never
Tyler.
told.
It's a different Tyler. It's a different Tyler.
Oh,
Unless it's
different Tyler? I was about to say Tyler never actually told me his birthday.
Yeah, because like he never refers to himself in the third person.
You know what? Fine.
by the way, chat, I'll get to you after we close out the stream here.
Sorry
Yeah.
for talking over
I'm
everything.
actually gonna go ahead and set up my raid real quick.
Okay, so it is Tyler's birthday. Happy birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
But I hope all the chats have a good night. I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna send my guys off for the night. Bye chat, love you
Awesome.
guys. Hope you'll come back next Thursday.
Oh, these streams are great. I
Night,
love them.
everybody. I shall see you guys tomorrow for Sea of Thieves. It's community weekend, so make sure you watch people to get free shit on Twitch.
Whoa,
It's
Yeah, don't
Crimson
forget-
set.
free
Don't
shit
forget
is
to
always
watch Lumi
nice.
sometimes.
Thank you guys for having me along for this one, even though I was quiet most of the time.
No, you're fine.
Oh, you're fine. You have opinions. They were opinions, and it's good to have people talk that isn't, you know, ass deep in VTuber shit.
Yeah, because like my perspective is from the outside, and like half the shit I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just like, yeah, some part of this stuff sounds very shitty. Here's my take on it.
Yeah, good night chat and good night other people's chats.
Good night, everybody.
Night. All right.
Goodbye.
I'm actually just gonna hang up so I can get to my chat before I bounce off. So I will talk to you guys later.
See ya, Akko.
All right, bye-bye.
See ya, go.
All right, chat. I appreciate your long-suffering chat. I understand that I didn't get to all of your comments tonight. I apologize about that. But guess what? I am going to talk to you right now for a couple more minutes. It looks like I need to go somewhere else to find this other chest. So let's go back to Quagmire here. Thank you, Tim, for telling me that the new Laura Lee's was worse. Really quickly, before we head off here, I know we had an up and down stream, and that's totally fine. I want to say a special thank you to everybody that followed today. Mobile Luffy, I followed before the stream. Forgotten Now, thank you for the follow. Was it Sir Experiments? I think. Thank you for the sub. Linger Bomber Gaming and Big Worshiper, thank you for the follows. And for everybody else that is here, if you have not yet, consider checking out the YouTube. Check out the videos I throw out. I do, right, I guess the best way to talk about my content is that I am a looter shooter content creator now, mixed in with drama, I guess. And yeah, there you go. That's a good thing to say, I guess. By the way, Temp, saw that you got your PC. Congratulations. If you're still up after this, maybe I'll talk to you, see how it sounds. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Tomorrow I will be playing Sea of Thieves with Lumi. Excuse me, later tonight, I guess I should say. And yeah, and then I don't know what I'm doing Saturday. I think we're gonna be doing Warframe Relic stuff on Saturday. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to shake it up now. Because things are getting too samey. And I feel like people want to shake up. So we're going to do a bit of a shake up. But anyway. That's it from me for now. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed and sleep for 10 hours. But I will see you guys tomorrow. You all have a fantastic one. And until then... have a good one. Bye. Don't forget Baldur's Gate 3. That's right, Baldur's Gate 3